wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Yeah, what is going on? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the KVJ Show. Man, oh man, here we go.
How's Raspy doing over there?
The struggle bus rolled in this morning and tried to cut her spots, and
You shaking off that Monday a little bit?
I don't know. I feel like the rasp came back.
What does cut your spots mean for people who aren't in the biz?
Oh, so I cut some of my commercials, and it just sounds like I ate glass. I like to have glass for breakfast.
It's so funny. There's this new song out, and it's called Virginia. And the first line is, it says, Virginia doesn't sound like she used to. And I heard that line this morning. I'm like, you're right. She doesn't. Wow. Yeah. That isn't foreshadowing, huh?
The crawfish changed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it often does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully, usually the show recovers by about Wednesday from the weekend. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at least 1 to 2 of the show members drink on Thursday's show.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get it all back.
So if you're counting and keeping track at home, you get about 1.5 good days out of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Even that's
Because then Friday, everybody has to drink.
Yeah, well, but this Friday is going to be rough. Sunfest is kicking off Thursday night. So I've got ambitious plans to be out there, which mean I'll probably die on Friday. So we'll see what happens.
Are we going out there officially or not?
I'm going to go regardless. So I don't know about official, but Kev is right now in the plans to be there.
Yeah, I have Weird and Whatever that night.
Oh, you do on Thursday?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's the time we planned on doing it this week.
Okay. All right. So Bird's out.
I was only going to go if we were going to go and introduce the Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay.
If we're not introducing the Goo Goo Dolls, I'm not going.
You're not going. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay.
So we're not introducing.
So can you take Magnolia? Because Magnolia wants to go to Sam Hunt, and I don't feel like going.
Oh, she does. She can tag along,
All
of
right.
course. Yeah.
Sweet. I got a babysitter.
Yeah. There you go. No problem. Does she still have to be watched? And where does she need to be watched? I mean, she's, what, 17 now?
She's going to be 17 in May.
Right.
And if she was going to Sunfest, I would like her to go with a group and have there be a parent at least somewhere in proximity.
Okay.
So if it goes down, she's got a parent that can help out.
So you realize you are 1 year away from her legally being an adult. So
I know.
Where does your mindset go when she is 18 years old? Is it still, Mags, if you're going to go to a music festival, you need to be with an adult, but she'd be like, I am an adult.
No, she still makes bad decisions. She still is a little Bambi-eyed, thinks the world is so good, and it's a lot of times not.
Okay.
She just doesn't see, the stuff that she should see in the world.
She doesn't see people for the terrible people they are.
Yes.
Right.
She doesn't realize the risk.
She's only seeing good in people. What is going on with her? Clearly, you haven't trained her completely right in 17 years.
She's too Bambi-eyed.
Okay.
We gotta have a parent around somewhere because she still makes dopey teenage decisions.
So 13 months from now, 18-year-old Mags, mama still wants to have an adult chaperone.
No, I think when she's 18, I'm going to have to say, okay, kid, you're going off to college. You got to get this together.
Okay, all
right.
right.
No more dopey decisions. Now, if you make a bad decision, mama's not going to be there to immediately clean it up.
So you only have 1 more year of training wheels.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I want you there at Sunfest if she's there.
I'm terrible training wheels. Ask my children.
Is the queen going to be there?
Hey, she'll be there. She's a great chaperone.
I'll call Kim.
Yeah, there you go. That's how we'll do it.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Bird?
Well, I've been doing a cat investigation, and I've been telling y'all how down on my block we have got just an alarming amount of cats, more than I've ever seen, more than normal. So I've been asking in other
Cat Town, USA.
It's Cat Town, USA, but I'm noticing when I'm driving through other neighborhoods, it's not like that. So I was asking people who do live a block or two away, are y'all having a big cat problem? Are cats taking over your neighborhood? And they are not. So that's why I want to bring this up to the cat people. Why are there? It's like a cat orgy going on my block, and there's so many cats. Why is it going on only on my area and not 2 blocks away?
We got an email today for Am I the Jerk, and it's about somebody feeding feral cats.
So someone's probably feeding them.
Maybe this is your whole mission. Maybe this is the answer to your own situation. I don't know where this email came from, but
Well, I'll tell you this. When you leave out crawfish, cats love that. And
Yeah.
I left crawfish all over your house.
you might have somebody that is doing what's going on in this email. There might be pockets of that where somebody loves cats and they put out food and it attracts feral cats or just cats from wherever.
I'm not really bothered by it by any means. I think they help keep out the rats.
Sure.
And I'd rather have cats than rats.
Yeah.
So I was just curious because it's not going on in other neighborhoods, and that's a good point, Kev. I bet someone's feeding them some steakums. Okay. Thank you for the answer.
Okay.
It's alarming at my place, and they're getting big. They are big.
Feeding them
cats.
well.
They are living high on the hog, Virginia.
Okay. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
I had kind of a weird moment yesterday, and I was like, wow, this is kind of bizarre that this happened this way. So during the show, one of my friends who works at a marketing company texted me, and he's like, hey, we're looking to hire somebody. We need an employee. Do you know of anybody? And so I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'll think about it. And then I left here and went over to the home of one of our former interns. And that intern's dad was telling me, yeah, I really want my son to get into marketing. I wish he would get into marketing. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird because I just got a text from my other friend like 2 hours ago that they're looking for a new employee in marketing. It's like, this is just bizarre.
How about that, huh?
What a weird universe connection kind of thing. So I connected them yesterday. I hope it works out.
Wow, okay.
I wonder if they got cats in their neighborhood.
I didn't see no cats.
What I got on my mind here today, I've decided that with all these studies that come out about drinking alcohol, and they just contradict each other all the time. You got one that says it's good, it's bad, one extends your life, one it's going to kill you by the time you're in your 20s. So I've decided that I'm only going to start reading the ones that I like and that I agree with. So I'm only going to look for the pro-drinking ones. And the one that I saw today is, it says red wine was actually linked to lower levels of visceral fat, which develops around the organs and can cause a range of health issues. I've been drinking a good bit of red wine, and it kind of justifies just how much red wine I've been drinking now. So this is how I'm going to play. So I feel really good about my drinking today.
No visceral fat on you.
They say it's, they say this is the way to go if you have this. And the visceral fat is, I guess, like that fat that it gets around the organs and it causes heart disease and things like that. They say if you're drinking beer and spirits, you got higher levels of that harmful fat that they have found. But for some reason, the red wine is doing a good job of not having that. And that was one of the things I'd heard of and was worried about was fat around your organs. I read something on that.
Yeah, my pancreas could definitely lose a couple pounds for sure.
Okay, try some red wine.
You got a fat pank?
I got a fat pank. I don't think the intestine's so skinny either.
Yeah. So the beer gives you the beer belly, and the red wine apparently will knock down the visceral fat, so it's all good for you. So if you're trying to justify why you drink so much red wine, there's your justification for the day. Makes you feel better. Yes.
Thank you, Kev.
That's what I'm here for, to justify alcoholism. Well, I think you've probably heard of the issues going on with Netflix. Got a lot of publicity this last week when they said for the first quarter of 2022, they lost 200,000 subscribers. That was just in 3 months. And now they're projecting that Netflix is going to lose 2 million more by July. That's crazy.
I don't necessarily love Netflix. I like to dabble, but it's not my favorite.
I think you're now kind of reflexive of the way a lot of people feel. Remember, once upon a time, Netflix really was the only player in the game. And so when you saw this streaming thing, you're like, what a great concept. I love this. Shows I want on demand, lots of new content. They had some really big hits. And I think through time, Netflix is probably going to have to look back and say, okay, what have we done right? What have we done wrong? Now, they've got several different reasons why they say the numbers are down. The one thing they're putting on it is the password sharing. We talked about how many people that, was it like 100 million people are sharing their passwords with people outside of the family, and that is causing issues. So now they're trying in various countries different ways to shut that down because they got to get a handle on that with them. It didn't matter when they had everybody in the game watching them, but now that people are watching other platforms, they got to start tightening up the belt a little bit. They say the competition, of course, from Disney Plus and Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, Paramount, all those is kind of affecting it.
The Russia-Ukraine situation.
Oddly enough, they lost 700,000.
I was kidding.
That's legit. That is a legit reason. They cite that as one of the top reasons why their numbers are down.
I'm just hearing a lot of people use that excuse. Why are you late to work? Well, the Ukraine, Russia, I was watching it.
Yeah,
I was distraught.
They say it's legit. They shut down Russia's Netflix, and that was 700,000 subscribers.
Oh.
So that's what's going to be added into the 2 million in losses that's coming up, is the losses of those viewers in Russia. So, yeah, Berg, you're right, man. I guess it's legit.
Wow.
I knew that.
Yeah.
He was joking, but he was right.
Yeah. Stumbled into truth. They say another reason is Netflix axing their own shows earlier than ever before, and I have complained about that. Where there was a show, and the last one I complained about, oddly enough, it was a Spanish language show called Monarca. It was set in Mexico City. And they had 2 really good seasons, and then there was this amazing cliffhanger, and I'm like, I can't wait for season 3. And then when I checked it out, I saw they canceled the show. I'm like, why would you do that? You can't end a series on a cliffhanger, and then that's it.
I also think there's too many bad items on the menu, man. If you don't have a date, like a specific date with Netflix, and you're just there to troll and kind of find something, you will go there for 20 minutes, look, and then go, all right, I'm just going to watch The Office.
Well, a lot of this lends into my argument about what Netflix is doing with their programming that I just don't understand. Now, I think they are canceling some of these shows because they realize how much it costs to make the show, maybe is more than the viewers, and they've got a formula. But some of them don't make sense. There was a show called Marco Polo that got canceled after 2 seasons, and when they canceled it in season 2, it had an audience score of 94. I mean,
That's pretty high.
Would you fail a student in class that had a 94?
No.
You give them an A typically, right?
Totally.
And you keep them around.
Huh.
So to me, maybe we should just have less options and fewer hits, but keep the hits around.
Yeah, Mindhunters was on there. That was my cut.
Yeah.
That's not around.
Right.
That's about murder, Virginia.
Oh.
You know how we like murder here.
You do love murder.
Well, I mean, not the act, but the...
Yeah, so part of that, I don't understand their strategy. They seem to be creating a lot of mediocre programming, and then when you have something that has an audience score of 94, why do you cancel that? Even if it is more expensive, say, okay, we don't have to make 10 mediocre shows. Let's take the budget of that and try to squeak out another season of Marco Polo.
Well, they put all that money in that Paris Hilton cooking show.
Right. Yeah, things like that.
Oh, it didn't go very far, did it?
It did. You were up on it.
I watched all of it.
Same thing with OA. It was a show that was popular on Netflix, and they canceled that after a season 2 cliffhanger where you're like, oh, I can't wait for season 3. Sorry, you're not getting it.
That'll happen sometimes on HBO as well. You'll have a series that you like, and then bam, they ended on a cliffhanger, and then the series is gone.
Well, what's happening now is that Netflix has to realize when they do this, in the comments that I was reading, it's a crazy amount. They're starting to realize people will go online and in their comments saying, you cancel my favorite show, I'm canceling you. And so the backlash they're getting when you cancel a very popular show, especially after a cliffhanger, people are like, no. They get angry and then they cancel Netflix. I don't know whoever in the boardroom, and I understand you got to have, we have to say we have to get these many viewers. I don't care what the audience score is. That doesn't make money. We have to have this many viewers to justify the budget that we have. But to me, you got to look at it because now when you're going to be 2,200,000 viewers down in 6 months.
Maybe you cut those shows too quick.
Yeah, I would say so. Jessica Jones was one that they mentioned. It won a Peabody Award for season 3, and then they canceled it.
Damn.
So they got award-winning shows that have audience scores of 94 that they're canceling.
They're savage.
Well, and that's just where people are getting upset. They're like, what are you doing? They say less than 1 in 5 shows launched in 2017 reached season 3 compared to just 31% in 2015. So Netflix is renewing fewer shows and they're axing them more quickly. So The Punisher is another one. And then Bloodline, which is one that their first 2 seasons were amazing. And remember that they're going to do it in 5 seasons. And then they canceled it and said, you got 1 more season to wrap it up. And then they just,
And you said it was awful.
They blew it. Season 3 was just, it completely undermined everything. In fact, I can't tell you how many series I've watched now that I'm angry that I spent the time and it left you so unsatisfied.
But season 3 of Bloodline was the season that had Suits in it.
I think Suits got cut, didn't he? Did he have their elbow or something?
They didn't put him in.
Like the back of his head. I think it was like a blurry Suits.
Hey, look, the back of your head counts. On this show, if we have the back of your head on Bloodline, I think it's a win.
How much you was in that?
I'm blurry in the background for like 3 seconds.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, so I justified season 3, huh?
We made
worth
it.
it.
They gave me a SAG card for that.
How many hours? How many hours did you have to wait to get in that shot?
Oh, it's only like 13 hours. You know. I got home at like 3 a.m. Then had to come straight to work. It was great. Made like $80.
Blurry in the background. You can't even see it.
Nobody can tell it's me. I only just know it's me because I stood there.
Yeah, so there's your Bloodline season 3.
Half the people don't even believe me when I tell them I was in that shot. Like, that's not you.
Yeah. That's what we got out of it. Did you see how much money they are spending on Stranger Things, though? So maybe they're learning some lessons from that.
That's their big baby, right?
Yeah. Season 4, it's premiering on May 27th, a month away. And they took it from an $8 million an episode budget to $30 million. From everything I can see, it is now going to be the most expensive TV show ever produced.
Wow.
Yeah. $30 million per episode for Stranger Things season 4. So as I rant, maybe Netflix is saying, okay, let's take whatever money we do have and put it into the ones we know it works. Because it takes a while to get a show and get the word of mouth and people talking about it. You know what I mean? Imagine if you have a great show and you can complete it, how long that can run for. You look at Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul's wrapping up their 6th season and the final season. So if you do a whole thing, Netflix can then hold that and you got your old Seinfelds and Friends and staple shows that people love forever. And then you keep adding and trying to grow a new product. But yeah, all these baking shows and everything else, at least Paris Hilton's.
Is it cake?
That's right. I wonder what the numbers on that are.
That's the one that Rocco made me watch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to jump out the window.
There's so many cooking shows. There's so many, and they're getting bizarre, weird cooking show, and there's animals involved now.
Because they've done all the normal things. Now they got to do bizarre things.
Oh, it's getting odd.
Yeah. What is another show, do you think, in the top 10 of the most expensive shows ever made? If you had to guess, I'll give you one guess. What do you think, Virginia? See if you can guess one.
Most expensive
shows ever made. How much it costs per episode? Any ideas? What would be in the top 10?
Gosh.
Bird, you got a guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Breaking Bad, did you say that already?
No, I'll take that as a guess.
Breaking Bad.
Okay, that's your guess. You land on anything yet, Virginia?
Show's over at 10.
I can't think.
She don't watch no TV.
Okay.
She don't. Come on, dog. She's the entertainment reporter.
You just sit back and I'll tell you. Well, Netflix is bleeding out viewers, hoping that the latest season of Stranger Things might hopefully put an end to that. It looks like they're going to lose another $2 million, they think, by July, in addition to the $200,000 that they lost in the first quarter of 2022. $30 million they're going to be spending on season 4 each episode. So, I mean, think about that. I don't know how many episodes they have, but if you do 10, that's $300 million they've spent on season 4 of Stranger Things.
Whoa, that's the best math I've ever had on this show.
You're right, it
quick.
is. Yeah, right.
I think it's accurate. I don't know.
Feels good. So another show that might be in the top 10 most expensive shows ever created, and a lot of these are more recent shows, so they're spending more and more money on them. Breaking Bad did not make it in the top 10.
What about Got? Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Final season. I'm going to give you a point on that, Bird. Yeah, very nice.
In your face, Virginia.
The Mandalorian.
Virginia, bam.
In your face, bird.
Oh, there
Bird,
she goes.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett? No, I don't have that one. No, I don't have that.
You got me on a Star Wars question. I don't like it.
Oh, that was
Suck
a great.
it.
Yeah.
Suck it.
That's a great comeback right there.
You should be good at Star Wars. You're a Sith Lord.
Yeah. The Mandalorian Game of Thrones, that is tied for 4th place. $15 million per episode.
Wow.
Is what they're spending on that. And it is tied with The Morning Show, which is on Apple TV. That's got Jennifer Aniston in it and Reese Witherspoon. And then C, Jason Momoa. $15 million they spent on that show per episode.
C as in the letter or C as in, hey, let's go swim in the sea?
Actually, how about another option? SEE.
Oh.
Yeah.
Something you can't do. What about Bridgerton?
That's what I was trying to think of.
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton does not make the list.
Oh, it looks so fancy.
Does not make the list.
I want to keep playing, but man, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Bird.
Yeah.
Narcos, please.
Narcos. No. Narcos did not make it for most expensive. I'll tell you what's in at number 2, and it's a series of shows that they're all spending.
Oh, Bird.
What?
It's one of those, the Daredevil superhero shows.
That yeah, it would be kind of like from that whole universe, superhero kind of thing. It's not the Daredevil, but it's the grouping of WandaVision, Hawkeye, and then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Those 3 shows are all doing $25 million per episode.
Never seen any of them.
They're paying on those.
No one thinks you have.
I don't know how my voice is so bad today again.
I mean, it is. It's on the ropes. It's getting worse.
If you want to send me home, I understand.
We know you definitely did it right this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You're on what, day 2 or 3 of recovery?
Ugh, day 3.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's how you know you did it right.
I blew it out.
Number 3 on their list. I never even heard of this. Called The Pacific. That was $20 million per episode. Looks like a World War II thing. And I think it had Steven Spielberg was directing that. I never even heard of that.
Where was it?
I don't know.
So much war, so much Spielberg. I can't keep it. I can't.
How did I know? And Tom Hanks had a hand in that. Both those 2 guys do a project and they spend $20 million per episode. And I'd heard of it.
Huh.
Yeah, didn't know anything about it. Oddly enough, some of the other most expensive TV shows per episode, you go back to the 90s. ER was $13 million per episode.
Yeah.
With George Clooney back in the day.
What about Grey's Anatomy? Is that sniffing anything?
I don't know why it's not in there, but if ER was $13 million, maybe it's because they keep firing everybody at Grey's Anatomy and they kill everyone off. And I think a lot of this has to do with salaries. It's not about special effects and things like that. Because Friends is in at number 11. That was $10 million per episode.
Bird.
Yeah.
Only talking about Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. No, did not make it.
I don't know. It's a big payroll.
Your other most expensive was another war show, Band of Brothers.
Oh, that's a good show. That's on HBO.
$12.5 million per episode on that one.
Critically acclaimed, Virginia.
Never saw it.
And then The Crown was $13 million per
Oh,
episode.
The Crown? That's kind of like Bridgerton.
Is it British?
It is.
My wife loves those romantic period pieces. And now they make so many. She's watched about 20 of them. I'm like, gosh, what do they keep doing? Remember, she tricked me into watching that one called Rain. And then I found out it was on the CW, and I'm like, this is nothing but a chick show. It was all romance, and I thought it was history. And it was like loosely framed around questionable history.
You gotta learn real quick. If you're watching something on the CW, you're probably not gonna like it.
Yeah, I was probably 10 episodes in before I realized it originally aired on the CW. I'm like, what am I watching?
They're not,
You got tricked.
that's not you're not the demo.
No. Started to realize that eventually. I got some random questions here for you. Let's say if nutrition and cost weren't an issue, what would you be eating all the time?
Ooh. Giant soft pretzels and beer cheese.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Okay.
They're so good.
Well, it's so topical too because I believe today is National Giant Pretzel Day.
It is. It's all about pretzels.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. We had one last night.
Wow, you were celebrating early.
Yeah. Rocco loves them. Mags loves them. Panda loves them. I was planning on just eating a salad, but damn it, when they put that hot giant pretzel in front of you and then it's got the cheese in the little cup in the middle.
Oh, it's amazing.
I don't know what happened. I blacked out. I woke up. I had cheese on my dress.
You can really doctor up some of those pretzels too. Have you ever had the Parmesan cheese one? It's just covered in Parmesan, like a garlic kind of a thing.
I love when they add cheese to the crust.
With the iBar, you would get the nuggets, but it was the same concept. It was like if you take the giant pretzel and you put it into nuggets and you get 3 dippers, you would have the hot cheese, you'd have a spicy mustard, and then they had caramel.
Oh, it's so good.
Slow it down, Fat Kevin. Make it breathe and let it breathe for me. Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, if nutrition and cost weren't an issue, it's not about cost, it's about nutrition. I would have pizza probably at every single meal. I can't even imagine eating much else.
I mean, I do that a lot anyway.
I know.
But I'm still
Yeah.
rocking it, baby. I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you are.
Pizza. It will always be pizza. Typically, that's not that good for you, right?
I mean, every single meal. I mean, the one thing I do is I will do pizza occasionally. Of course, I got to do, that either the keto crust or cauliflower, and then I put a lot of vegetables on mine.
Keto crust. Where'd you find this guy at?
Yeah. That's the closest I can get to it.
I found him in a diet center, ironically.
Yeah, that's the only dabbling I do. But probably going a little bit left to center, it would probably be ice cream cake. That'd be the only other thing. Now, the only problem is it's hard to travel with that in South Florida in July, but other than that, I would be eating tons and tons of ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake, you can totally make it work in South Florida, but you just got to eat it quick.
Yeah.
Mags, one of her little friends, had a birthday this past weekend.
Okay.
And they got an ice cream cake. They brought it on the boat. They ate it immediately.
Got to.
And they were so happy. It was so refreshing, she said.
Okay.
When it comes to the ice cream cake, who's the star snack bar?
It's Fudgy the Whale.
It's the black crunchy things inside of any ice cream cake ever.
Carvel just does it better than anybody.
Black crunchy things.
Dairy Queen makes an ice cream cake too, but they don't have the black crunchy things.
But I've seen black crunchy things in a lot of ice cream cakes that are not just Carvel. I just want to highlight the black crunchy things.
I have just been impressed with what Carvel did. They added like this marshmallowy fluff to their white icing, and I'm all about that. Fluffier, yummier icing. Good job, Carvel.
Look, no one's here trying to start a war with you against Carvel. We love Carvel.
Bird, you seem like you're living your best life anyway, and you're having a lot of the foods that you like. But if you really could go for it,
I mean,
is there anything else? Because you do seem, because you got ham pies in front of you.
You know what? If you're really just the one that puts a lot of weight on me quick, that is decadent and it's good, it's those bunt cakes. I like those. Any kind of your hand pies.
Yeah.
Those
you have no repercussions. That's the whole thing about this. You eat whatever you wanted. There's no repercussions.
Yeah, man. Ooh, gosh. I mean, again, a pizza, but the bunt cakes I love.
Yeah, okay. You go more for that. It's basically for you, it'd be what item do you pause on the most that you would like to just hit the gas?
It's the heavy sweets.
Okay.
They're so good. The ones that really make you want to, I don't know, kind of go into fun convulsions with your body because they're so good.
Fun convulsions. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, all right. If you knew the world was going to end in the next 10 years, what would you change about how you live your life? Would you, I don't know, spend more time with loved ones, just go out and have fun? Would you try to save the world? Which of those things do you think you might do?
Definitely some bills I'm going to stop paying on.
No doubt.
Yeah. All of a sudden, that credit score is not going to really matter.
It's going to be hard to take things as seriously, in my opinion. If you know there's only 10 years left, how can you take your job so seriously when you know it's all going to be over in 10 years?
Work less, play more.
Yeah, work less, play more.
Do you think you drink more or drink less?
Probably more.
Does everybody know the world is ending or just I know?
Just you. If you knew. That's it. And you can try to convince people, but
yeah, I take things a lot less serious. I don't care about a lot of my responsibilities, and I just try to make it all about fun, family, and friends.
It makes you kind of wonder, maybe you should put that in your head anyway.
Exactly.
Act like you only got 10 years left on this rock, on this rock at the most, and maybe you're going to have a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm. What is something you would do if there was no consequences?
I'm just thinking.
Oh, boy, Kevin. Can we answer this early?
I've always thought it'd be cool to break into a bank and go through all the safety deposit boxes. See what everybody puts in there. I just want to see, because, like, that's where you put, like, your most valuable stuff, the stuff that you want to keep the safest. Go in there like a cat burglar.
Yeah, if you're saying there's no repercussions and you can do it, I say me and Virginia smoke a ton of crack and then go rob a bank. If there's no... It's your question, man. I don't want to. I would never do that now. Mm-hmm. Never. But if you said there's no
crack is whack.
I'm just having fun over here.
How bad is that bank robbery going to be though if you're whacked on crack?
Oh, it's going to be the worst bank robbery ever.
Sir, you're not even in a bank.
Yeah.
Sir,
so this is McDonald's.
This is Little Caesars.
You are in a zoo.
We don't have money here. We have animals. That's about it. What do you care about less as you've aged? What would you say that is?
People's opinion.
Yeah, I think that is a freeing thing. As you do get older, you seem to realize it's not that big of a deal, and you don't care about every little thing that people think about you, because you realize no matter what you do, people are going to have their own opinion of you anyway.
You do realize that no matter what you do in life, there's always going to be someone that goes, that sucked.
It takes a couple times of you putting forth every best effort of being as nice as you possibly can to somebody, and they still hate you, to be like, you know what?
So make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Make yourself happy and make the people you love happy. But if somebody isn't in your life and they have no stake in your game, don't give their opinions any validity.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the trade-off with getting older. You look awful, but you don't care about it.
That's why the old man in Publix farts right by the apples, right by the lettuce. He doesn't care what you think about him farting.
Well, I do care, yeah.
I know you care.
Dude, you can't fart on the apples.
I'm not sure if the guy who's 89 with one foot in the grave, I don't think he cares that he's farting on apples to Virginia's point. Yeah.
He will fart on the lettuce and not even acknowledge it. Keep shopping.
I told you about the guy that farted at the buffet, and he was old AF. He did not care that he was farting. I mean, butt towards the food. Did not care.
Look,
didn't care.
Bung control, I imagine, gets a little more difficult in your 80s.
Again, I'd say every day of my life, buffets appear more and more gross to me.
I don't do the greatest job of selling them.
Yeah, no. I realize I eat at buffets a lot less since doing this show. Okay, and I like this question. What does a 4-year-old do better than a 40-year-old? And this is a fun little Reddit thread that they had. And there's some interesting things in here. Some of them are fun. Some of them are like thought-provoking. Hide under a bed.
Totally.
They definitely hide under a bed better than a 40-year-old.
They bounce back, I feel, back from injury quicker.
Big time, yeah. They can heal fast from an injury. And they could just, fall down and get back up. We do something like that, you're going to be feeling it for like 3 days, remember the name of dinosaurs. They don't know what it is. They lock those things in. Man.
I don't know. I know a few dorky adults that are real good.
Oh, they are dinosaurs. What does a 4-year-old do better than a 40-year-old? Use their imagination.
Yeah, that happens a lot with adults. They get all gassed up and they all start adulting, and they do not like to use their imagination.
That was one that really got me thinking. You're like, wow, they do. Because they don't. I think too often we have fear of feedback, and we don't want to appear stupid. Kids don't care. They throw out the most ridiculous, preposterous things without any kind of fear of retribution or judgment of what people are going to say. And then later on in life, people start judging you, and then you start curbing your imagination.
But then it kind of goes against what we talked about as an adult. You don't care what people think the older you get. It's kind of almost like a contradiction.
So you'd hope our imagination returns.
Yeah, I think sometimes it might when you get a little bit older. You have a child. I know some older people that kind of go back to, I'm not saying they're kids or anything, but it's their second puberty almost, their second round of having some fun and not, I don't know, soiling their wild oats, Virginia.
Oh, I know.
Soiling their wild oats?
Both.
Soiling them.
That does happen when you get older, too.
Does.
I just soil my wild oats.
Right by the buffet.
Yeah.
You're right.
We'll not be doing buffet today.
I mean, buffets are not having a
We've
good run.
basically ruined the
Not
buffet
doing
for
that
Tuesday.
Yeah.
No one can go.
Another thing 4-year-old does better than a 40-year-old, stay in the squatting position for a long period of time.
Yes. Get down and get up.
Yeah, I can squat for maybe 3 seconds at a time now. Being honest. Man, oh man, we always talk about that. Just the blunt, terrible things 4-year-olds will tell you.
I know.
They're too honest.
You have to go back and go, man, I think that was real honest. I have to look within.
Yeah. Make friends with people their age. 4-year-olds are a lot better at doing that than 40-year-olds.
That's true. And they make friends without judgment.
Right.
They don't see any kind of, barriers or roadblocks to friendship. They just if you're on the playground, they just want to play with you.
When's the last time you've made a friend that around your age? Has it been recent or has it been a long time?
Yeah, no, I think I've made them. Fortunately, because we're in the kind of field that you go out and you're meeting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then, I'm handing out my phone number to pretty much everybody. And so I'm always getting new little texts and making new
She's
friends.
a slut.
For a good time called The Kevin
I
Rose.
do. I throw it around. So, yeah, I always like meeting new people. So, but I think I'm probably, we're the exception rather than the rule. And the final one, too, that kind of made me think a little bit. What does a 4-year-old do better than a 40-year-old? Forgive people. Forgive people.
They're better at it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a moment where they get a little bit hot mad and they have a little, tantrum and a fight, but then after that, they seem to be friends and playing again.
I once worked with this woman, Kevin. She had a real tough time forgiving people. Some called her a witch. I don't know.
Some people don't deserve to be forgiven.
How were you forgiving at the age of 4?
I love it.
I don't know. You'd have to go back and ask my mama. I don't know because I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was too in it.
Yeah. I love how her response was, some people don't need forgiveness.
Yeah.
Some people don't deserve forgiveness.
Okay. Got you. No, I hear you. I hear you, Mama.
There you go. We need to have you talk to a 4-year-old. How does Rocco forgive? Is he good?
No, he gets hot mad.
I can't imagine where the heck this kid's getting it from.
He will get bent.
Okay. Yeah. Where did he learn not to stop forgiving people?
Well, not everybody's earned your forgiveness. Just everyone should be taken on a case-by-case basis. How bad was the infraction?
Okay.
Let's go.
There you go.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that dirt of the day.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Jay Bird, because I know you're like, ugh, catch me outside, girl. She was bragging online that she made $50 million from her OnlyFans account, and people were like, no, you didn't. So she posted her earnings page from the platform, and bam, there it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look,
50 million.
she's figured it out, Virginia.
Holy crap.
She's doing her thing.
Well, that house in Boca was, what, 6 and change, and she paid for it in cash?
Yeah. And she could buy a few more of them and have no sweat, baby.
Right.
Yeah, look. She's clearly doing it right. I'm clearly doing it wrong. It just kind of shows you when you get that KVJ OnlyFans page up.
I am not opposed to it. I just have to figure out what our thing is going to be.
Look, it doesn't have to be carnal. It can be weird and bizarre and odd. We'll talk about it later. You're doing.
I can like feed you spaghetti with my feet.
Well, you gotta get Panda's blessing on that. I'm all in.
When Panda sees the check, he'll be fine with it.
Oh yeah, because you know us, we're gonna get so much money for that video.
Yeah, a whole $20 check. Here you go, Panda.
Hey, we can buy some Red Lobster biscuits.
This is sad. Halsey had to put an update on social media. You know, she's been dealing with health issues. She's got endometriosis and she had to have surgery. And then she deals with like chronic, complex pain and illness from the endometriosis. She says that she's had to be in and out of the hospital the past few weeks a lot and is going to be taking a little break. And if you see her like missing in action, it's because she's trying to get better and get healthy. So Halsey is continuing to deal with endometriosis.
That's tough.
And finally here, Mike Tyson sat down with Joe Rogan and said that he will indeed fight Jake Paul. He wants to do it to break the record for the most pay-per-views for any fight. That record is currently held by the Manny Pacquiao-Floyd Mayweather fight, which had 4.6 million people tuned in for the pay-per-view. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Celebrities having a birthday today include Channing Tatum.
Oh.
It's your boy, right?
Some people call him the modern day Patrick Swayze, Kev.
I've not heard that.
It's out there. It's
is? Okay.
starting to kind of bleed into the internet.
Okay, all right. He's 42 years old today. Melania Trump, former First Lady and Palm Beacher, is 52. T-Boz, remember her from TLC?
Yes.
52 today. Kevin James, Delray Beach resident, 57 years old. And Carol Burnett. She was comedy for my dad, 89 today. Back in the day, she used to have this thing called the Carol Burnett Show.
Oh, yeah.
It was on in my house, like it was every Friday or Saturday. I can't remember what it was. It was on the weekends, though.
Did your dad like Dorf on golf?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was Tim Conway. He was on the Carol Burnett Show.
Remember they had always run that infomercial or that commercial, Dorf on golf?
Yeah.
I'm glad you know what I'm talking
Sawed
about.
off at the knees, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Dorf.
Yeah, Virginia did.
You would like Dorf.
That's old people comedy right there. Yeah.
It's giggles.
Little shout out to Brandon, turning 10 years old, from Mommy, Grandma, Grandpa, Gracie, and Lady. There he is. He is a Boy Scout, too, in his uniform there.
Oh, what a cutie.
Also, Claudia, we love you. Hope you have a great day. That is from Tony and Natalia. Got a birthday shout out here for Emma Grace, turning 10, from Mom, Dad, and Lily. And there she is in her gi. She is a green belt.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would love it if we'd get her in here and just have her kick Jaybird's ass.
Look, I know the 8-point blocking system.
But you learned it from YouTube.
No,
She's in the dojo doing the work.
Look, 8-point blocking system has been something I've had since my 9 years old when I took Kin Chitao.
Okay.
From a Kung Fu, Kevin.
Okay, yeah. That's good. Also, happy birthday to one of the best coworkers ever, Christine. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love, Ari. Happy 10th birthday to Kylie. Love, Mom, Dad, and Sissy. Also, Lester E., happy birthday from Engineer Keith. And happy birthday, Emma, from Mom, Dad, Daisy, Hannah, and Frankie Boy.
Do you think 5 10-year-olds that are green belts could take me down?
No, I think 2 could.
Well played.
2 could, and one of them's missing a leg.
Well, there is a Sasquatch festival that is happening in my little hometown in southeastern Ohio in early August. And we were talking to the mayor of Logan not too long ago when they made this massive announcement that somehow went viral and was seen all across the world. And Jaber was throwing out some ideas. And let me tell you, the mayor of Logan was sopping it up with a biscuit.
Well, we connected instantly. There was a synergy between just us, the ideas, the passion, just the whole thing.
I need to get you plugged back in because your idea for the Sasquatch calling contest was absolutely amazing. And I didn't see it on the official list that you read off the other day of the activities they're going to be having for this thing.
You did not see it?
You didn't read it.
Yeah, I sent you guys the literature about the whole festival. It's nowhere there, Kevin.
Okay.
We have to make sure it is on there. Now, he made it seem like I might be a part of this thing. I might be kind of
That's
outside.
why I got to make sure you get reconnected in there because you really should be a part of this from the ground up.
I agree.
Yeah, and he probably just thinks, that silly Kevin Ralston's just doing a radio bit.
He might not realize how serious you are.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking, oh, those city slickers.
Yes. I'm Floridians, we've got a reputation. So it'd be great to get Jaybird plugged back in to be a part of this, because it sounds like, for all intents and purposes, you're really committed to doing this thing, and other people are talking about jumping in with you.
Well, I've signed The Witch, which is a big sign.
Mm-hmm.
I also might have just signed Denny's as of last night to go.
Oh my goodness, was he high?
Extremely.
Okay.
I was doing some research yesterday, and I found airfare. It's not crazy, but it's
Okay.
not fantastic.
What are we talking right now?
Airfare that I found, the best price was about $325 a person.
Up and
Round
back?
trip, up and back, straight flight, quick, but it's out of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, yeah,
Saying it wrong. Fort Lauderdale.
that's how we typically go up. We found the best deals leaving through Lauderdale.
Yeah.
To go up there, and then some, and a lot of times too, you can get a direct flight. Then,
Yes, and
right
that's
to
what it
Columbus.
is.
Yeah.
This is a nonstop flight, which is much easier than trying to change planes.
Yeah.
Does Lauderdale have the chili still?
Yes.
Okay, I'm cool. Let's go to the Lauderdale one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the Southwest is what I found it on. Southwest is like Terminal 1. It's like the first thing. So I don't know if Chili's is on that side or the other side.
It don't matter.
We'll
That's
find
if we take a plane.
They've got a lot of good options though. You would
Okay.
definitely, yeah,
Oh,
Lauderdale's
yeah.
set up.
Lauderdale has a great setup for food.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not too bad.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not
too
like the
bad.
deals that I found yesterday, but it's good.
That's
Okay.
if we were flying up there.
Yeah. Now there's an idea that's getting kicked around here, Virginia. Is this the worst idea ever, or could it actually work somehow? Instead of a plane, an RV.
There's a swell of excitement about RVs in my life right now, and the universe
Oh,
is
yeah.
telling me, I just signed a deal where I'm going to be endorsing some RVs.
So yeah, we got him a deal with Tropical RV. They're a local company that does RV rental. So if you like the idea of having an RV, but they're expensive AF. If you can't afford to buy an RV, you can rent one for the weekend for you and your family and
Yeah.
go like on your own little weekend adventure.
Well, it was weird because that happened, and then I had so many KVJ Nationers just randomly said, Bird, why don't we get the nation together and do an RV trip up there to Ohio, up to Logan, get a
Okay.
big old RV, get a
Yeah.
bunch of people, and make this a road trip, baby.
But it takes a long time.
Hear me out.
I pitched this to you 2 weeks ago, and you shot me down because of the time it would take.
Well, hear me out. This is the first week or second week of August. It's kind of a slower time. It's
a lull.
summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime. It's kind of a lull in everybody's calendar. It's kind of a weird timing, and August is a weird month for us. Like I said, I got that little radio convention that's bellied right up to that.
I got a crap ton of vacation time saved up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I could leave on a Wednesday. We could leave on a Wednesday, dog.
And the way things are set anymore, because I had kicked this around with the Queen. We were having these talks about, because during the pandemic, we realized that you can do remote broadcasts from about anywhere, and it sounds pretty solid. And so we were kicking around the idea of maybe some summer we would just do a month-long road trip, and I'd still do the show every day, but I'd check in from, hey, it's Kevin Yosemite or Kev wherever, you know?
So these RVs do have Wi-Fi.
See, yeah. So you could still do the show, but you do it from the RV every single day. So that is possible that you really wouldn't have to miss those days on the show. And the entertainment of just you being in an RV heading to Ohio.
Okay, who would be driving it? 1, 2, 3, not it.
That is a big key. If you do have a good drive, my wife, she has her CDL license and she has driven an RV. She took a softball team one time up to Virginia Tech, and they loved it.
My boy Bigfoot would. We're going to the Bigfoot. I try to get him to go and sign him.
Okay, yeah.
He knows how to drive an RV. He's
Okay.
real good. There's the whole RV community. It's a whole thing. There's a whole type of person that
Oh,
loves
yeah.
that RV world. Get a convoy going. We all meet up somewhere. We have people in our RV. It would be such great fun.
We could get like a CB radios, breaker 19.
my
We got
gosh.
a convoy
What?
heading up to Ohio.
They still use CB radios? That's still a thing?
Attention, good
I
buddy.
think we got to get a CB rip. I got my friend Virginia the Witch. Yeah, don't mind her. She's on her brain.
So you just go to Radio Shack? Oh, wait, they're all gone.
Oh, damn. Radio Shack bit the dust.
Honestly, I would just play the fake CB game. Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Jay
Yeah.
Bird, just in the car.
Yeah. I mean, there is a possibility here. There's just a few of the downsides, and there's a lot of upsides. We'll get to those too. The downsides, and the one thing I've heard from people who even are big-time RV enthusiasts, when you're done with the RV, who is emptying the toilet? And there got to be a rule about that as well.
I'll do all. I don't care about that.
Well, we could just say, no pooping in the RV.
Yeah.
If you have to poop, we'll go to a rest stop. You can poop in a gas station.
There's a no poop policy in our RV. I love it, Virginia.
Because, look, in that close of quarters, it's really not fair for anyone to drop a duke. Because everybody in the proximity is going to be smelling and breathing your duke.
It's a Duke nuke, and that's not
It's
cool.
a Duke
No
nuke.
doubt.
Yeah, she's right. We could park anywhere near a bathroom.
And the other thing I think is critical in this, and who you have in an RV, is who you have in an RV.
Agreed.
Amen.
Agreed.
So Bigfoot would be good. I could sign off on Bigfoot.
Yeah, and we also have to figure out how many people could fit in an RV, and we want to keep that at a certain level.
Well, they've got different sizes.
I
So
know.
you can pick like the ones that you pull behind your SUV, or you can pick like the Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
And it's like self-contained. You drive and you can walk around in it while it's driving.
Yeah.
Here's my question that you probably definitely know this answer
Okay.
is how long does it take to drive to Logan, Ohio from West Palm Beach?
I think you're probably looking at 20 hours.
20 hours. Mm-hmm. I like the sound of that. We could do that in our sleep, dog.
That's a lot. That's a lot of bird. I got to think about this.
You got a lot of that's a lot of bird. That's way too much witch. You trapping me? Get out of here.
We're going to strangle each other by the time we get to like Georgia.
I am totally awesome on a road trip. You are going to be complaints and farts.
And it depends upon how you go and how you drive. Now, I'm basing that off of when my parents would drive down with my grandma. That is what they told me on time getting down. But, if you go and if you did a straight shot, the quickest you can make it to my hometown from here is 14 hours and 42 minutes. You're not going to make that kind of time in an RV doing what you're doing.
You can't, because you have to factor in stops for food, stops for potty, all that. To get to New Orleans, on paper, it says 11 hours and 30 minutes. But it actually takes more like, 13.
Okay.
13 and a half, especially if you got kids that have to pee a lot.
Yeah, you want QPs in your RV. Quick poopers, quick peers. That's what you want.
And we can pee in the RV. That's the great thing. Everybody
I don't know
can.
if you want a quick pooper because you can do a lot of damage in a split second.
Well, I'm saying not
Time
the
don't
RV.
matter.
Not
Don't
the RV.
poop in the RV.
You don't poop in the
I
RV.
We
like
have
that
a
you said in the RV.
No,
We have
no.
a KVJ rule.
No.
Pooping in the RV. You can pee in the RV, and that will cut down on stops. But we still have to stop for gas.
Kev, we'll stop at a Hardee's for pooping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hardee's feels like they deserve our poo.
I'm just saying. It's the first place that came to mind. I always see Hardee's when I'm on the road
Hardee's
traveling.
and Crystal
Two
Burger.
words I don't like together: Hardy and poop.
I get it.
Adam's on here from Coral Springs. You say you do a road trip every year to Ohio, and you got some pointers. What would you suggest if Jaybird does this RV trip for the Sasquatch Festival?
Yeah, so good morning, guys. For about the last 4 years, I've done pretty much the same road trip. I didn't realize that the amusement park that's in Ohio, that's pretty famous, Cedar Point, is actually affiliated with about 13 other parks nationwide. And we would spend $200 per person, and it's all your access for all the parks all summer long, and they all have water parks. And there's about 4 parks on the way to Ohio while you're there.
Wow.
So it's just, I do it like this all the time.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
pretty
cool.
awesome.
Okay. And
North Carolina. Yeah, go ahead.
no, yeah, I was just asking, what way do you go up? You go up through North Carolina?
Yeah, we stop in North Carolina. There's that park, Carowinds. It's on the border of North and South Carolina. Then we cut over to Kings Island, which you're probably familiar with. We hit Cedar Point.
Yep.
I've gone out to Kansas and Michigan. They have parks there too, but all the way up there. So Kings Island, Cedar Point, Carowinds, and I think there's one in Pennsylvania, which is probably Dorney Park, I think.
Okay.
It's $200 per person the whole summer. It's awesome.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
What a great pass.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
This guy knows about RVs. You can
Yeah,
tell.
he does. Yeah, no, I mean, it's really kind of a big thing. The pandemic really ratcheted up the popularity of it as well. People started doing the outdoor stuff and doing RV and RV parks. And so, yeah, we really kind of started looking into it when the pandemic was going on about doing some RV RV adventures. I think it would be amazing. And that area where you're going to, there's tons of campgrounds and all that kind of stuff that you could go and park an RV at.
I love
so
camping.
that would work.
Yeah, I love camping so much.
Camping would be great in that area.
It's almost like the universe is it's falling in the right time for me to do this.
It is.
Early August. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing going on here in early August but the heat.
I think we could get some really good stories from you traveling up. I think it'd probably be 2 to 3 days. You'd be doing the show from the road.
I don't
And then
know.
the weekend.
My gosh.
I don't hate it. I'm kind of into it. Who else is going in the RV?
That's what's critical,
We've
Virginia.
got Bigfoot, which
Yeah.
I sign off on that. Jay Bird and me, and then who else?
Well, that we'll decide all that. And if you want to be part of part of it, you can be, in the convoy behind us.
Yeah.
Virginia's weird about letting anybody just in the RV.
That could be really tough. I mean, if you get somebody that gets unhinged, gets a couple too many White Claws in them, and now you got
look.
14 more hours of that.
I'm telling you right now, I have to sign off on everybody in this RV with us. There's going to be no weirdos, no troublemakers, no.
Well, that means you're off. You're off the list then.
You just crossed yourself off.
Yeah, no troublemakers. You're done. Remember when we went down to the Keys and I was the only one? I was the one chaperoning the bus full of all of these drunk KVJ Nationers, and the girl threw up in Palm Beach County heading down to the Keys.
They had to ride with vomit.
Oh, it
leave
was
it
so
down
early.
in-
Oh my gosh, we hadn't even left Boynton, and she threw up. I'm gonna jump over the pile of throw up. People are asking me for answers. I'm like, guys, I'm drunk too.
Remember the cougar that grabbed your testicles?
Do I? I still see her face in my
See,
sleep.
yeah, we all have flashbacks from some of these moments. That's why, you got to be very careful who gets on this
gotta
RV.
be very careful
Yeah.
about who you let in your RV and in your caravan.
And that cougar came with chicory. She was so sweet outside of the bus. Inside the bus, nards galore.
She grabbed them and twisted them, Kevin. I thought it was such a bold move.
That's not how nards are supposed to be handled.
These cougars got wild.
Do you remember when I got off the bus for our first stop? I looked like
He looked white as a ghost.
I go, Virginia, what the hell has happened? Why is this happening to me?
That bus changed him.
Yeah, I remember because I think I was falling behind you, and every time you got off, you looked more and more scarred. It was bad.
I was in a car behind the bus, and I was so happy I was in that car.
Oh, and then I was talking trash on my text. I go, I cannot believe this is the worst. Oh, and this girl threw up. And then this girl sitting right next to me was reading my text message. And then she said to the bus, oh, Jaybird doesn't like to be on the bus with us. I was like, oh, hell no. You're outing me?
Let's kill him.
Yes, I was like Hunger Games up in that piece.
Let's do that again, except to Ohio.
Virginia's right. We have to make sure we have the right girl.
Okay.
Tight.
All right.
Tight guest
It could
list.
be an interesting trip as we put this together. We got a lot of summertime and time left, but it could be happening. Jaybird's trip, and if you do want to join, we'll try to get all the details out there so you can join the caravan and find out where the campground is and all that kind of stuff.
If we get Denny's on the bus, then that means technologically we could do the show from that bus. He could, I'm sure, figure out how to make us go live.
Bottom line is this. We need to sign Denny's.
We
Yep,
need him.
That's it.
We need
Okay.
to work on him.
All right. It's maybe not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Okay.
Maybe it could
Oh,
work.
we've had much worse ideas.
True. Is all labor equal when it comes to giving birth? We got an email here, KVJ Court. This is a topic of discussion between this husband and wife that are expecting their second child. It says, my husband and I are expecting our second child, and for our first child, I had to have an emergency C-section after 15 hours of labor. That would stink. My husband saw what I had gone through for those 15 hours, so I got a really nice push present afterwards. But for our second child, I suggested a push present in the same price range as our first, but my husband says that we need to downgrade since I'm getting a C-section and I'm not going to be going through another 15 hours of pushing. I mean, after all, isn't that what a push present is for? Pushing. He believes the push present says what it is. You get a present for hours of pushing. And he believes that a C-section doesn't warrant the same level of gift, since there is not as much pain involved. This isn't a very serious disagreement, but I won't lie that I am insulted, and I think that he is wrong. Is my C-section any less deserving than a vaginal birth? Can mom set my husband straight before I kill this fool? Okay.
Oh my, this is highly annoying, but Yes, pushing for 15 hours and then having a C-section is a lot more work and a lot more traumatic and a lot more just terrible to go through. Having a planned, scheduled C-section does make the whole birthing process a lot less cumbersome.
Okay.
But, I mean, let's not discount the fact that you've carried a baby in your body for 9 months, stretched out your boobs, stretched out your stomach. Who knows the damage you've done to your butt and legs? Like, shouldn't we just give presents because it makes her happy and mom just had a baby?
Well, let's say it's not whether or not you get a present, because I don't think that's it. I think she's getting something. But I guess it might be, let's say, for instance, you had 2 purses, Virginia. One of them is $500. One of them is $5,000. And that might be the difference. And you say, I think we need to go with the 500 on this, not the 5,000. Because, I mean, really, you're just kind of going in and you're having a procedure. You're going to be numbed up. You're going to be all good. You know, the whole thing is called a push present for pushing. You're not really pushing. You just kind of lay there, they take the baby out, and you're all good, right?
Right, I get it. But now you're dealing with a pregnant woman who is hormonal and she wants a present and she thinks that, you know, last time you started by setting the bar really high. So now she expects another present at that same level. Mm-hmm. Do you really want to make your wife who's about to deliver your baby upset right before that all happens? Just get her the nice purse.
Okay, so you say go all the way and treat it the same.
I would. I think it's the nice thing to do. I think that her body's going through a lot of other stuff on top of the delivery. She's been through it for months and months. Get her the nice purse.
What do you think about this comment coming in from the 772? This text says, are you serious? Nobody needs a push present.
Well, you gave her one the first time, so you've already established that she gets a present when the baby's born.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this, excuse me, I'm sorry. This is what, these kind of things make marriage annoying. these kind of stories.
It's got him all choked up.
Sorry.
Anytime you talk about like wife stuff, he's like, oh, choking.
This is there's such greater things to, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a small town kid from Lake Park, Virginia.
Okay.
If you can afford it, always give her the best present possible. She's about to give birth to your child. Don't you want to create a happy, wonderful start of this journey together? If you can afford it, this is a great time to show her that you appreciate her carrying your child.
This is a good comment from Amy. My push present was my son. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, someone from the 772 is saying that is enough. That should be the only push present that you get.
Why can't everyone just be #be cool? Okay, someone's at the hospital going through medical stuff. You bring them a present. I bring a present. But also, too, do we have to call it a push present and make it a thing, too? Like it's BuzzFeed? Okay, yep, everyone's annoying.
Yeah, whatever you want to put the name on it, it's like, hey, I am delivering a child. I've gone through a lot of this kind of stuff. You were able to sidestep all the pain and physical anguish of bringing our child into the world. So, yeah, a little something nice would be great as motivation for me, having gone through the 9 or 10 months that I did.
Happy wife, happy life, Kevin.
Doesn't that make you shudder when that... Oh, he's so numb. It doesn't even affect him anymore. Look at him.
Yeah.
He just stares.
They broke him.
No, he's broke.
Okay, now here is, I think, kind of the answer to the question, too. Is all labor equal? And a lot of the comments I'm getting is saying a C-section is actually a lot worse. It is major surgery.
The healing from a C-section is way worse than the healing from a vaginal birth. Yes, I will agree with that.
Okay, so, I mean, if that is the whole thing, then she would easily win this argument. If you can say that, be like, hey, dude, just because I'm not pushing, that doesn't mean anything. C-section's worse, not to mention the time I put in carrying the child, what it's done to my body, it's not doing to your body.
Yeah, and you have to go into the OR to have a C-section. You can push a baby out in a regular hospital room.
Out of the husband and the wife, because they both are annoying me, who's more annoying in this scenario?
I mean, I agree with you. They are both annoying.
It's so annoying.
She's being petty and he's being cheap, and they're just both annoying.
Yeah.
But I always would side with the woman on this one because her body gets wrecked from this and his does not. Mm-hmm. So just give her the damn present. Stop being a cheapskate. Stop making trouble. A happy wife, happy life. Look at Kevin. Look at Kevin's vacant eyes. He's given up. He just goes happy wife, happy life. Kevin would get the present.
That's right.
Kevin,
Why?
aren't you happy? Yes, I am.
Vacant and soulless.
Well, a lot of people really have a problem with the push present. Somebody said, what is a push present and when did this happen? It looks like push presents actually date back to the 1700s. So that's something that's been around for a while.
Look, it's all about your budget, too, you know?
Yeah.
If you're not a wealthy family, this may not be in your budget. Having a baby now is so expensive. I look at what I paid to have Magnolia and then what I paid to have Rocco. Big difference. Thousands of dollars difference. And, you know, if you're a family that doesn't have a lot of extra cash, the push present might be the hospital bill. And you
Yeah.
guys need to sit and talk about that. And if you are the wife and you want to be a cool person, you can sit back and say, okay, we don't have the budget for an extravagant push present. I'm not going to be a diva on this one and milk our finances so I can get a purse.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people seem to be annoyed by the push present. I know some people do it. And I guess if you've done it once, you probably locked in on having to do it again.
I mean, yeah, you already set the bar really high.
And it is kind of an interesting debate, too, on if you could choose, which one would you go with? Is all labor equal? Because some people are now saying, you know what, I had 2 vaginal births and I had 1 C-section. I go with the C-section all day because you're numb and it's not as bad. So I'm just kind of curious. I'll have Suits put up a poll on KVJ TV here. We can ask the question, if you've given birth, what would you rather have? C-section or vaginal? Find out which one is worse.
And once you've had a C-section, they won't usually let you go vaginal.
Right, yeah.
You got to go C-section again every time after that.
Mexican Queen was like that. She had to do a C-section on Canon.
I've never had to have a C-section, but I've done just regular vaginal. And they say the body bounces back way quicker. The healing is much faster. With the C-section, you know, that's surgery and stitches in your stomach. When you cough or laugh or sneeze, you got to be super careful. You know, it's tough having a C-section.
Yeah. What's kind of interesting, too, is it seems like everybody really hates the concept of the push present.
Because it's stupid. It just sounds stupid. Oh, push present.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a... What are those, the gender reveal parties where let's go burn down the force because we have to let everyone know we're having a girl?
We set off pink firecrackers in the dry, crispy grass. We had no idea it was going to catch on fire.
I kind of blame BuzzFeed and TikTok.
There's a lot of people to blame, a lot of things to blame with this.
Push present, TikTok.
Well, learned a lot about labor over here in Virginia. Which is worse? That was kind of the debate between a husband and wife debating on the amount for her push present. I guess that is the present that you get sometimes for giving birth. Last time she had to push 15 hours. This time she's doing a C-section. So he's like, we're definitely going to downgrade that push present. I asked in the KVJ TV chat, if you have given birth, which would you rather have? 66% are saying vaginal birth, 34% for the C-section. Even though I guess the recovery on a C-section is a lot harder. I just can't even imagine being in that kind of pain for that amount of time, which is basically what it is, right?
I was a Magnolia. Her labor was 17 hours.
Dang.
But eventually I was able to push her out. It was long labor.
It sounds like 17 hours of the worst workout you've ever been through in your entire life. And while you're working out, someone's whipping you.
It sucks. And here's the thing about it. You know, your body is so fantastically curious. When you've been a few years removed from having the baby, you don't really remember all of the 17 hours of misery. Sure, you know it was there, but your body, like, helps you forget a little bit of it. Otherwise, you'd never do it again because it was awful. I remember when I was in it, it was awful. But, you know, I videotaped a lot of Mags's delivery. It's on one of those Super 8 little camcorder tapes.
Okay.
It's somewhere in some closet somewhere. I have to have it transferred to digital one day. But I would have to go back and watch that to remember all of the misery of it because the mind doesn't let you.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of people are just saying, you know what? Yeah, all birth is just really tough. You know,
It is.
and it's maybe just one side or the other.
Don't forget all the months leading up to that, too, and the saggy boobs and the sleepless nights and the never being comfortable and the sweat and just the damp. I mean, if you have a pregnancy in South Florida, girl, you got swamp butt.
I'm ready. I've been training for that. I would make the best pregnant woman. That would be great. That would. The first trimester, I would rock that thing.
Could you imagine Bird's 17 hours of labor?
Oh my gosh. Snacks galore first trimester.
You can't have any food when you're delivering your baby. You're not allowed to eat.
Well, I don't think you want any food. Yeah, it's pass me the pierogies. I'm giving birth.
Right.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, Johnny Depp wrapped up his testimony yesterday. They were playing some clips of some pretty intense fighting that happened. Some clips of Johnny, some clips of her. They played things that made him look bad, and they played things that made her look bad. But I think they equally looked bad with the audio.
I don't know, dog. I think her case is weaker than Johnny's. I really do.
Have you heard some of the audio they played yesterday
I've heard
of
it all.
him?
I've heard it all. None of it. Look, none of this makes either one of them look good at all.
I mean, she had stuff like he put cigarettes out on her, and that he was calling her a fat ass, and called her the C word, and called her like all these names, and it's on. Like, you hear the audio of it, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But then you also heard her saying that, oh, no one's going to believe you that you're an abused person. Oh, I didn't punch you. I just hit you. They heard all of it.
None of us were there. I think it sounds like it was just a volatile, crazy relationship. The one thing I do know, or at least I'm trying to figure out, is Johnny Depp chewing gum in court? Can someone officially answer that for me?
He does have kind of a lower mumble register going on here.
Not even that. It looks like he's legit chewing gum.
He might be.
Do we have anything that you wanted to play, or we're good?
We got some stuff.
Okay, let's hear it.
Johnny Depp reportedly drank heavily and was constantly late on the new Pirates movie set. Did I read that right?
You did, reportedly.
Johnny Depp's financial woes might sink the next Pirates of the Caribbean. Did I read that right?
You did. I don't know.
The next article, May 25th, 2017. Where did it all go wrong for Johnny Depp? After a string of flops and a ton of bad press, Johnny Depp's star power looks as wobbly as Jack Sparrow on a plank.
That's why people are going, what? Who cares? You're reading tabloids. That's what they're reading.
You're reading headlines of tabloids?
That's why they're saying, what kind of case is this?
Yeah, that I don't.
That's
where does
weird.
credibility come in? I'm not sure this is a great move.
I'm going on a strategy level.
Right.
We all know tabloid crap is, crap.
Yeah,
Did I read that right?
You read that very, very well.
The next one, Hollywood Reporter, Pirates of the Caribbean, the diminishing returns of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You certainly did. Hollywood Reporter were very nice to me at the time.
July 12th, 2017. Headline, Johnny Depp allegedly showed up drunk to movie premiere, reports say. Did I read that correctly?
Reports say. This is hearsay.
June 21st, 2018.
Yeah. Well, they kept
He's like,
getting him on the
wait.
hearsay, and he's like, hey,
This is hearsay.
Right.
Well, there was a part 2 where they go, I guess Johnny didn't answer the question in time. He said, stop wasting the court's time. But they couldn't find a document that took 5 minutes to find what they needed, so they actually were wasting the court's time. It kind of looks like a clown show. This doesn't look like real court to
Yeah,
me.
I'm not
It
impressed with
looks
that.
like goofy court.
This is kangaroo court.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with their tactic on that. Now, this is not saying anything about who's guilty or innocent, but yeah, I don't. Reading off tabloids of what they're saying about Johnny Depp,
That's not good.
That's what you're trying to admit into court to prove your case. Yeah.
Some of the audio too, Virginia. Have you heard all the audio and how it's some of it almost sounds like it's been baited.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, I have no doubt that she was taping him fully with a plan, and he didn't realize it.
I personally think the audio recordings are kind of backfiring on her. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Did you hear the part where they asked him if you think that Amber Heard is definitely smaller than you? And he looks at the camera and goes, well, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, here's the whole thing, and I don't know. The court of public opinion, just from the comments I'm reading and what I'm seeing, it seems like Johnny Depp is winning in a landslide. Now I don't know what the judge what the judge is going to decide, but I mean that petition to get Amber Heard removed from Aquaman 2 is now up to like 2 million signatures. So it seems like more and more people are jumping on the side of Johnny Depp, and I'm seeing all these things where people are loving him and people are hating her.
He's charming.
Yeah.
All the social media platforms think of him as the darling of this case.
Well, I just don't think she's got that smoking gun yet. There's a lot of, they tell you what it's going to be and then they play it and it doesn't necessarily really match what they're trying to say it is.
I would like to hear the audio of him admitting that he put a cigarette out on her.
I don't think he admits that. I think that she says it in the audio and he's talking about walking away from her.
She, was yelling it in the clip, and then he called her a fat ass.
That
he called her the C word.
I heard him call her names, but I do not remember him saying, I'm putting a cigarette out on you. I think she says that, and he's going, I'm walking away. I think that's what the clip is.
Interesting.
Well, I was waiting to hear what they had in that clip to see if it was going to go, oh, maybe this is going to look, but I thought it was kind of a struggle.
Interesting.
Yeah, it says in that part, you hear Amber say, put your bleeping cigarettes out on someone else. You bleeping have consequences for your actions. There's no visual evidence. But then in the audio, you hear him simply respond, shut up, fat ass.
Yeah, guys, but it's, as vulgar as that may be, calling someone a fat ass isn't a crime. You see what I'm saying? She's saying he's putting it out on her.
Right.
She's recording the audio.
They've at least proven the relationship was very toxic.
Right.
That there was bad language that went back and forth to each other. And that's, at least so far, what I've seen out of the clips.
The audio that's damning is her talking about hitting him, and her admitting he tries to walk away when she's hitting him. She's admitted that he hit her. Or that she's hit him, I mean.
Yeah, no, she does.
Yeah.
In that clip, she says, oh, who's going to believe you? You're Johnny Depp. Oh, you're a victim of abuse from me.
I didn't punch you.
I didn't punch
hit
you. I just hit you.
Now, there's audio. That audio makes her look really bad.
And that audio does exist. She absolutely did say that.
The audio that they keep playing of John, it shows a very toxic relationship.
Yeah,
It shows that they're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It shows just yuck, awful, and they both needed to get away from each other. I can't imagine why they stayed together for so long when it was so disgusting, but whatever.
What seems to be amusing is what a clown show her attorneys are. Somebody said the best part was when her own lawyer objected to his own witness.
Yes, every day there's some kind of clown piece of this guy.
Somebody said, I guess she picked an attorney out of a daycare. He's a moron. So apparently that seems to be the one thread, is that he's highly incompetent.
Megan Thee Stallion sat down and did a whole interview on CBS Morning.
It's time for viral.
Get off the stage, you witch.
Damn. Well, I plugged that I was going to do this story, so I have to do
Go
it.
right ahead. Sorry about that. That was my error.
Megan Thee Stallion says that Tory Lanez offered her $1 million not to say anything. He said, I'm so sorry. Please don't tell anybody. I'll give you $1 million if you say nothing. Please, please. And of course, she's like, no, I cannot take that deal, and continued to tell her story. And I just can't believe the balls on this cat. And finally here, in case you missed it earlier, we talked about how Twitter has accepted Elon Musk's offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. He will buy it, I guess, and say he plans to make it better than ever.
That means Twitter's going to be popular again.
Yeah, I don't know.
He says he's going to make the algorithms open, an open source to increase trust. I think he wants to get rid of all the spam bots. Don't know how he's going to do any of this, but, nobody knew how he's going to dig a tunnel underneath Fort Lauderdale, but apparently he has a way. So
Look at him.
Yeah.
Magic alien power.
Yeah, there's something going on there. And the crazy thing, because a lot of people are flipping out thinking, okay, this means a green light to Donald Trump coming back to the platform. And Donald Trump said he's not coming back. So,
Is he doing some kind of other platform?
yeah, he's got his own social media network, Truth Social. And the odd thing about that is he's not yet joined it himself. So I don't really understand what's going on. Yeah.
All right. That's what's going on in your confusing dirt.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Listen up, y'all, cause here's the sitch. It's time for another round of Do It, bitch. 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 Do it. Do it. Do it, bitch. Do it, bitch.
Okay, we got 4 players here. Virginia, Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits. Going to be divided up into 2 different teams here. And then they're going to be pushing the limits to see how many of each category they can get in 10 seconds. Okay, we have got somebody here to draw a name of their partner.
We have Suits drawing today.
Okay, Suits, dig your hand into that cup. What name you pulling out?
I can barely hear
All
it.
right, mix them up.
There's a left.
And Denny's.
Okay. All right, good news. It is Virginia and Jaybird.
We were just fighting during that song. We don't want to be partners because both of us want to be the gambler.
I'll just, I'll guess. I'll make it easy. Just let the witch win. Because she's going to win anyway.
Okay. All these years, you're finally broken.
Happy witch, you hear less bitch.
That's not true. That's so not true.
That's not,
The stronger the witch gets, the bigger the bitch becomes.
So either way, I mean, you're just screwed or screwed.
Yeah.
okay, Suits pick Denny's. Who's going to be the gambler?
I think I'm going to be the gambler for this round.
Okay. All right, Suits.
He's guessing.
He's pretty good at guessing. All right. So we got it's a best of 5 here.
Oh, gosh, this game.
We're going to be starting off with Team Virginia and Jaybird. All right, let's see what we got here for our first category. We're going to go with cities in Martin County. 10 seconds. How many cities in Martin County can Jaybird name? Virginia.
Okay, Martin County.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I should have guessed on this one.
Yeah.
I know. I used to
I
live there.
live in Martin
I
County.
used to live there.
Yeah.
Damn. Bird can do 3.
3. Okay, Denny's. How about Suits? He's a Broward boy.
He is a Broward boy, but I think he can do 4. He's pretty good with geography.
Okay. All right. He does traffic too. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I mean, all
don't
that
know.
does help.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, Virginia, what do you think? Call him out there at 4? Or you want to raise it?
I'm going to raise it to 5.
Okay. Jaybird can do 5 cities in Martin County in just 10 seconds. Denny's? What do you
5
think?
cities in Martin County.
You want to call it or you want to raise it?
I'll say do it, bitch.
Okay. Jaybird is going to name 5 cities in Martin County in 10 seconds. Bird, your time begins now.
Jensen Beach, Stewart, Tequesta. You got Cantor Boulevard, Townsend's, Vernola. I got nothing, man. I don't know.
Hope Sound.
Hope Sound. What else is out there?
Stewart.
I said Stewart.
There's not
Indian
many.
Town.
Indian Town.
Jupiter Island.
Yeah, Jupiter
Port Salerno.
Island.
Indian
Sewell's
River.
Point.
All right, okay, all right, I get it. All right. I get it.
That's hard.
That is hard. Not living over there, too.
It's all Port St. Lucie after Indian Town Road on Jupiter. It's all Port St. Lucie to me.
You're right. Stewart's only this large.
And when I go to Orlando, Disney World it's all of it. Orlando is adventures. It's the islands.
Uh-oh, my partner's falling apart.
It only took 1
He's
round.
over here spiraling.
Wow.
Get it
Oh,
together.
my gosh.
You're right.
Whoa.
I need to come over there to
Yikes.
slap you.
Wow.
Get it
Oh,
together.
you're right. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Okay, going to go to Denny's and Suits.
Damn, Martin County broke him, man.
Yeah, I did. Took him out. Okay, next category here is types of trees. Denny's, how many can Suits name in 10 seconds? Types of trees.
Types of trees.
Types of trees. What do you think? How many would you say Suits is good for here?
I know.
I would have done good at this too.
I know a few.
I should have been the guesser.
I'm going to start off because I know Suits knows a few. I know he has a few in his yard he was just mentioning. I'm going to start him off at 6.
Whoa. Okay. Big number.
Do it,
6.
bitch.
Okay. He's got to do 6 in 10 seconds. Suits, your time begins now.
Evergreen, pine, palm. You got the mango tree. You've got a hibiscus. You've got
That was
evergreen.
5. That was 5.
You got 5.
Hibiscus is a bush, bitch.
It's not a, yeah, I thought it was
Hibiscus
I knew it was
Yeah.
a tree when I said it.
Oh.
Yeah, why do you get in his head instead of your partner's?
Yeah. All right. That ties it up for not getting to your mark.
Oh, boy.
That gives Virginia and Jaybird the point, so it's tied at 1 apiece at a best of 5.
I mean, it always plays out the same.
Okay, here we go.
It does. It's just whatever can give you the most anxiety is what
Quick,
happens.
eat a hand pie, Jaybird.
I'm just going to smell it.
Okay, back to Virginia and Jaybird here.
He's so weird.
Okay, this one is typical uses for whipped cream. Typical uses for whipped cream.
Okay, if I know a person that has worked with whipped cream, it's my friend Jaybird.
Yes. Okay. Typical uses. The word that is key is typical. What do you think? How many can he name in 10 seconds?
I think he can name 4 in 10 seconds.
4 in 10 seconds for typical uses for whipped cream. Denny's, what do you think about with Suits? How many can he name in 10 seconds?
Yeah. Typical uses.
Like you can't say I put them on my roses.
I get it. I'm just
I
thinking
put
how
him on my
many-
hibiscus bush.
I was just trying to think of how many things you can apply whipped cream to.
A lot, Denny's.
Yeah, the hibiscus bush is the wrong kind of bush.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna say do it, bitch. Let's see, 4.
Okay, at 4. Okay.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
4 typical uses for whipped cream in 10 seconds. Jaybird, your time begins now.
Ice cream, brownies, pie, sex. You also got fruit. You've got cantaloupe. You've got.
I'll give you
fun.
5. Yeah.
That's 5.
That counts.
Yeah. And you could have hot chocolate, milkshakes, and Jell-O, and
Look
yeah,
at
so,
you.
boom. Bird, just like that.
Bam.
Oof. I don't know, Denny's. I think you threw him a softball there, man.
Yeah. I just I didn't think Suits could think of more than Bird. I figured I'd just
Okay.
get that one moving.
Well,
Okay.
I've seen Bird's handiwork with whipped cream. Remember those pictures?
All right, come on, let's stay focused. Come on.
I am focused. I can't get those pictures of you with that whipped cream on your nipples. It's permanently engraved in my brain.
It was a younger time. It was a crazy relationship.
Well, you weren't that young.
Okay. All right. Next round, we're going back to Denny's and Suits here. Virginia and Jaybird are up 2-1. We're going for cars named for animals. Cars named for animals here.
Again, I would have done great at this.
Okay.
Okay. Denny's
Suits loves cars. I'm gonna start off at 6.
gonna start
Damn.
at 6. Okay.
Suits does love cars. He knows a lot about cars. Jaybird doesn't know crap about cars.
You know, do it, bitch, doesn't have to turn into a roast. Just to throw that out there. You know?
I am working it out. I'm a gambler.
How do you feel about 6, Virginia?
I know Suits can do 6, but
Okay.
I don't think Bird can do 7. So here we are.
Ugh, that's
Okay.
how the whipped cream went.
All right.
I think I have to say, do it, bitch.
Okay, do it, bitch. All right, Suits, you got to name 6 cars named after animals in 10 seconds. Your time begins now.
Ram, you got the Mustang, you've got a Beetle Bug, you have the Jaguar, you have
The prodigy has gone down.
Oh, Charger, Sable, Impala, a couple other ones, but that is it. He falls short, and it is over, y'all. Wow. It is a
Whipped cream.
3-1 win.
I think whipped cream was the big factor, man.
It turned the tide. Yep, it did.
Look at
Okay.
that.
Wow.
All that handiwork you've done in the bedroom with dessert has
Turns out it
paid
helps.
off.
Wow.
I like whipped cream. I like getting passionate.
Okay, so that means that Denny's and Suits are facing today's punishment. Okay, time to find out what this punishment is for Do It Bitch. Jaybird and Virginia teamed up and they started off down 1, but then came back and got the next 3 and the W. So for Denny's and Suits today, for their punishment, they are going to have to spend 24 hours with clown makeup on.
Oh, damn.
Okay, that's what we got. Denny's has got the paint palette over here.
That ain't no joke. Get it? Clowns.
We're going to let the winners paint the faces of the losers here today.
Kevin breezed over your bad joke like it didn't happen. But I'd like to illuminate it for a moment.
Put a spotlight on it.
How dare you?
I learned it from you.
Yeah, so we'll let you apply that here. We'll get some photos before we get out of here. During the show, you guys can figure out what you want to do for your template. There's a couple different things you can do.
Well, I got some ideas for the kid, the prodigy Suits. Oh, he's going to look like a real badass clown.
Okay. Yeah, see, you could do happy clown, sad clown, mean clown, scary clown, whatever you want to do.
Oh, I'm making Suits a sexy clown.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
Sex clown. Oh, you'll see.
Okay. All right.
Sex clown.
And we'll have video of that and photos up on our social media. You can see and see what happens when they come back in tomorrow.
So glad it's not me.
Yeah, that can be a tough one. Wherever you go today, you're going to have
did
clown
it,
makeup
Bert.
on.
You came through for our team.
Yeah.
Our team's called the Sore Winners.
Okay. All right, I got a whole bunch of emails here for Am I the Jerk?
All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk?
Okay. Got somebody want to know, am I a jerk for ordering pizza at a vegetarian wedding? Says here, I was a groomsman for a female friend of mine who was the bride. We've been friends for about 20 years, so she wanted me in the wedding party. Being in the wedding party, we needed to be there way early. Now I'm on medication for anxiety and depression that has to be taken at a certain time of the day and also requires food. So I asked my friend what time the food is going to be served. She said, well, dinner is going to be served about 8 hours after the time from when you arrive. Well, this is going to be a solid 5 hours after I need to take my medication. Plus, it was a vegetarian wedding, and we were only being served a side salad, side of corn, and a side of broccoli.
That's a big ass wedding right there.
No.
How do you make weddings suck more?
Who's doing that?
This bride, apparently.
You can't serve nobody a salad and some corn and broccoli and call it good.
That's what she was doing.
You are ridiculous.
We don't need to hear anymore, Kevin. The bride's clearly the jerk.
Yeah, order your pizza, screw her, case closed.
Yeah, it might be that easy. He said I needed more than that to avoid getting nauseous and dizzy, so I discreetly ordered a pizza. Now, normally I would have been straightforward about all this, but I could see the bride was already stressed and busy, and I didn't want to add to it. Well, when the pizza arrived, I tried to slip out quietly, but one person followed me. Before I knew it, there were several other people who were enjoying some of the pizza. Well, people are like, that's a great idea. And next thing you know, a whole bunch of pizzas are ordered, and there's 12 people outside throwing down on pizza. And everything was cool until the groom disappeared for a slice of pepperoni. When the bride came out to find him, she flipped out. Not only is everybody eating before her meal, but there's meat all over these pizzas. And this is supposed to be a vegetarian wedding. And then I was blamed for ruining the day. She said that ordering that pizza embarrassed her, as it was a statement to all of her friends that she wasn't providing enough food for them. She told me to leave. Her mom was staring daggers at me, and it's been 4 days since the wedding, and she still won't respond to me. Her husband did reach out to apologize for all the confusion, but the majority of her friends, even some who ate the pizza, are telling me I'm the jerk for starting it.
What? People that ate the pizza?
By the way, out of respect for the bride, my pizza was only cheese. It was other people that ordered the meat on theirs. Am I the jerk?
No.
No, why is someone marrying her? Like, seriously, that's a fair question.
Look, if you're going to ask people to show up and then they're not going to be able to eat for 8 hours, medication or no medication, that's not. Some people can't do that.
No, I wasn't.
It's not cool.
That wasn't a joke. I'm really wondering, why is that woman getting married? She's controlling, first of all. She has zero sense of humor.
That's tough. Yeah, that might be a good sign to, well, I guess he's already hitched, though, 4 days ago.
Oh, man, that poor son of a biscuit.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What kind of menu is a salad and some corn and broccoli? I mean...
Yeah. Nobody gonna call him the jerk on that.
You would be well within your rights to throw the corn at the bride and leave.
I mean, I've heard some people really suck during these scenarios during this segment.
This one sucks.
This one takes the
Pretty sucky.
the very non-vegan cake.
Yeah. Jaybird is going to side with pizza.
I'm just gonna say with people who don't suck.
People can order pizza anywhere they want to order pizza. When did you get put in charge of being the czar of everyone's dietary needs?
Yeah.
You don't get to dictate what people eat throughout the day. If they want to call Domino's, let them call Domino's. Why are you such a bee?
People would probably learn a easy, valuable lesson if they just learn right out of the womb. You can't control things that are out of your control. You can't control everybody. You can't.
What about this email? Am I the jerk for leaving my boyfriend at Publix? Says, I was grocery shopping with my boyfriend in the cereal aisle. I reached out for some Captain Crunch, and he said, aren't you a little old for kids cereal? Well, I think he was trying to make a joke, but I responded with, well, you never outgrow a classic. And then in the soda aisle, when I grabbed a Coke, he says, have you ever tried Coke Zero? I said, I've only known Coke my whole life. And he says, well, that's a big reason why you've been overweight all these years. That comment set me off, and I stormed out of the Publix, got in my car, and I went home. He had to get an Uber since I ditched him, and he was pissed. He said he didn't mean anything by the comment, says that I am always complaining about being overweight. He thought he was being helpful and said me leaving him abandoned was way worse than what he had said. Do you agree? Am I the jerk?
No, you're not the jerk. He deserved to get left. And I don't think this is going to work out, because if he's so stupid that he doesn't understand not to call you fat in the soda aisle at Publix, you don't want to spend your life with this out-of-touch dork.
Yeah, you're doing yourself a favor by getting out of there.
Have you ever left anybody just, I've had enough, good luck, sucker? Driven off, or have you ever been left?
I've left people, sure.
There's been times I wanted Virginia to leave.
I've left people in cities where they didn't know their way home.
I mean, I've left Virginia.
F around and find out.
And here's the email that I was talking about earlier, Jaybird. We were talking about the cats in your neighborhood. They want to know if I'm the jerk for feeding feral cats. It says, I'm an animal lover and I have several dogs and cats, and I noticed a skinny cat outside of my house. So I left some food out for it. The cat keeps coming around, and a few weeks later, I noticed that it is looking much healthier. I'm pleased. Then another cat appears, and it is eating the food I put out, so I put out a little bit more. Well, we got 3 cats before I got a letter from my HOA saying that you are not allowed to feed feral cats that wander into the neighborhood. I'm sorry, but I'm not letting these cats starve to death. So now I'm just hiding the food under my car. The cats are finding it, but not the HOA. My husband says that our neighbor told him that he has cats all over his yard now, and they are pooping everywhere. He told me to stop, but I'm not going to. Does that make me a jerk? She believes you need to keep feeding these cats. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't know.
Look, bottom line is this. If I see a starving animal, I'm going to feed the starving animal. That's just how I roll. Does that make me right? I don't know. I know there's HOA rules. I can't stand the HOA. I think a lot of the rules suck.
But if you are a person that loves feeding cats, you might not want to live in a place with an HOA.
It's tough if you see a starving animal, it's going to be tough for a lot of people to not want to help that thing and feed it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what to tell you.
We did get a text earlier when you were talking about the cats in your neighborhood, Jaybird, and somebody said, I work for Animal Care and Control, and feral cats can bring various amounts of diseases, and they can ruin your yard. You can rent a trap for $75 from Animal Care and Control and capture them, and then when you're done, you return the trap, and they'll refund you the $75.
Look, that's the Italian in me, though. You're asking the wrong guy. Our problem to solve everything is to feed people. You broke your knee? Here, have a sandwich. That's the way it goes.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I mean, if you see a skinny cat and you love animals, it's just that would be hard for you to not feed that animal.
Well, you probably got to call animal control or animal something to help maybe with the problem. As long as they're not going to, grab them and kill them. I don't know how this works.
I love that the cats are eating the food, though, at her house and then going over to the neighbor's house to make dookie. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, right.
So the cats really are in tune with where they should poo.
Mm-hmm. Some of the comments coming out says they know how to feed themselves. Once you start feeding them, they multiply. And it sounds like that's what's going on. She's only seen 3, but who knows? There might be more.
Sure.
There's probably more on the way because I'm sure they got some kind of cat, texting service.
I mean, to that person's point, I told you about that one cat that I call garbage in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's always eating the garbage. And this thing is an outdoor cat, and it is plump, baby. This thing is living high on the hog.
Yeah.
So big, it's got 2 backs, Virginia.
Damn. It's a camel cat?
It's got camelback.
Yeah.
Camel cat.
Camel cat? I saw some camel cats out this weekend.
What are you talking about?
You wear yoga pants too tight.
Oh, down at Crawfish Festival?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'll give you a little camel cat.
I saw some 3D camel cat at the Crawfish Festival. Whoa.
Girl, them pants are way too tight.
I mean, we got to let things breathe up in this piece.
If I can see all of your anatomy, you need to go a size larger.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can see the ute, it's not a good thing.
All right, if you ever have a question, want to know if you're the jerk and you don't think you are, or maybe you think you are, you can send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Man, oh man, we got some crazy coots here in South Florida. Listen to this. 74-year-old Robert Levine shot 64-year-old Herbert Merritt in his left ankle simply because he was walking his dog on the 15th hole of the Kings Point golf course in Delray Beach on Sunday. Yeah, Merritt was walking his dog on the grass next to the golf course when Levine rode up in his golf cart and began causing a verbal altercation with Merritt. They say Levine then began shooting at Merritt and started chasing him around a tree. Merritt said that he shot about 5 rounds at him, and these guys apparently had never seen each other before. He said he did nothing to provoke him. He's like, this guy just tried to kill me just because I had my dog on the golf course. Then witnesses saw Levine kick Merritt in the head, go back to his own cart, and then get a club and started beating him with the club while holding the gun in his left hand.
What the hell?
What the hell, right? They wound up taking 64-year-old Herbert Merritt to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries for being shot and beaten. And Levine is apparently still in the hospital for unrelated reasons. I mean, yeah, when you're 74, I guess beating somebody about the face and neck like that might overexert you.
It's going to take a little while to recover.
Dang, huh?
Some of these golfers, they think that the golf course is like sacred, and maybe he had a problem with you walking your dog back there. I know I cut across mine all the time because my neighbor lives on the other side and I'm always going over there. They always yell at me, "You can't walk on the golf course," to which I say, "Suck it." Loudly.
Well, what do you think about them packing heat now, Virginia? Are you going to say suck it if they're going to pop out a gun?
Dude, she has fireballs. She's a witch. She wins.
I mean, if
That's
one of those
different level.
If one of those old coots would pull out a gun, it would be an all-out war, and he may shoot me, but he will die.
This guy fired off 5 shots. That's crazy. And then, when that wasn't enough, he got out a club and beat him with it.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? That guy deserves to go to jail and spend the rest of his days in a jail cell. I don't care if he is an old man who doesn't.
That's insane, yeah.
I mean, what the hell? You can't do that.
Well, old people, they can go to jail too.
Yeah, that one needs to go straight to jail.
Yep. Here's somebody else that finds himself in jail today. I thought that the Boca Bash was going to be very peaceful on Sunday, but apparently it wasn't. 23-year-old Cole Goldberg of Boca Raton got arrested on Sunday at the Boca Bash after he held a woman under the water in a complete rage trying to strangle her.
What the hell happened?
Don't know. Some kind of altercation on a boat. She jumped out of the boat into the water, was trying to get away, and 2 of the girl's family members witnessed the scene, then jumped in the water to rescue her. Goldberg's friends, they saw what was happening. They said, screw this. They drove off and left him. Now he's being held on $60,000 bond.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's probably just too much alcohol.
yeah. They thought it was relatively peaceful, but 9 people were accused of boating under the influence at Boca Bash. 1 was detained on an outstanding warrant, and 1 was held on the charge of producing a fake ID. Lots of fake IDs on Lake Boca.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you heard this, but there's a judge in Texas that has invited Disney World to relocate, calling Florida's new policies authoritarian and anti-business. I think it'd be kind of hard maybe to pack up Disney, though, and just move it, but that could be a challenge.
It looks permanent to me.
It looks like it's pretty ingrained.
It's not going to be as easy to move as, say, like a camper or something.
Right.
A lot of cement.
You're not going to just drive that over to Texas. There's a man in New York State that got arrested for public urination 3 times within 10 days.
Wow. He was very full of liquid.
Yeah, he was. Very well hydrated, apparently, that guy. The arrest happened earlier this month, and he's facing multiple charges, including disorderly conduct and public lewdness.
Oh, yeah, that public lewdness. It's a broad statement, Virginia.
Mm-hmm. There's another gross story for you. Remember how during the pandemic, everybody went out hiking? Well, apparently they were going on long hikes where they got the call of nature. And they were doing what is called a cat hole, where I guess if you got to go number 2, you just dig a little hole and then you bury it.
Yeah.
But apparently what was going on now is a lot of these trails, they started noticing unburied waste. People were not #being cool because they didn't know about the cat hole. And there was also a lot of discarded toilet paper. So now parks are suggesting that hikers use WAG bags, which are waste alleviation and gelling bags, to pack up their waste. So you know how you carry one when you walk your dog?
Yeah.
You need to carry one when you walk yourself. How about that, huh?
It isn't very cool to poop on the trail and then leave it. And wipe and then leave the toilet paper. That is really uncool.
That's camping 101, brah. You're not supposed to do that.
No, not cool. Not cool.
And I can tell if it's animal, if it's bear or human.
We can tell.
I'd hope so. I think a bear would be pretty sizable.
Very sizable.
Yeah.
Intimidating.
Yeah. It'd have berries and twigs and all that kind of good stuff in it. And maybe the random arm. Here's another problem on a country club. A family in Massachusetts sued their country club, claiming their house was being pelted by hundreds of golf balls, and they won nearly $5 million in the judgment.
They won?
Now, they knew the home bordered a golf course when they bought it, but it wasn't golf season at the time, and they had claimed that there wasn't enough disclosure about how many golf balls were going to be hitting their house, and their house was sustaining a good amount of damage as they were getting pelted on the side, and I guess maybe they just put that house a little too close to the golf course.
There are certain houses, certain places on the fairway where, like, because I live on the golf course, I don't get hit a lot because I'm in the straightaway.
Right.
But there are people that are like behind the flag.
Yeah.
That they get hit more.
Or
Although I do get hit. I mean, my car has a ding in it from a golf ball. I hear the house getting hit all the time with the golf balls.
Something tells me you've been targeted, and I can't imagine why.
Oh, don't worry. As soon as I get Magnolia to help me finish this TikTok, I'm dropping my TikTok of me terrorizing the golfers. Big fun.
When is that? So what's going to come first? Us doing our dance contest or the golfers?
I'm editing the golfer one right now. I don't know what to tell you, brah. I seriously am going to hit you with this freaking phone. If you would call out my timeline, it's going to get violent.
I think I just did. You feeling froggy, you jump.
I'm going to beat you like you're a golfer.
Bring it.
Oh, my goodness. She's going to be chasing you around the tree, shooting at you.
I'm literally editing the video as we speak.
Just messing with you. Good guy. Whatever.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
The crap she says all day throughout the show, and I make a joke about the golf video, and she...
Here we go.
Oh, my God, how dare... Quack, quack, quack.
I'm doing my best.
And another interesting story here. A man in Illinois found a 60-year-old half-eaten McDonald's meal inside a wall when renovating his bathroom.
He put a picture up of it. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and here's the crazy thing. He said that the fries were still perfectly crispy and didn't have any smell. And his home was built in 1959. He says that he lives close to one of the original McDonald's locations, and that's where McDonald's came from, was Illinois, at least the franchising of it. And it opened up the same year.
I'd love to taste McDonald's French fries from their first year and compare them to now, just to see how much they've changed.
How do they hold up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be some fascinating stuff. So there you go. I guess somebody said, hey, I'm going to hide this away in the wall forever. I might get hungry in 60 years and it'll be still fine.
It was probably like construction guys, right? Maybe building the house and forgot it there.
Yeah, but it's just kind of fascinating, too, that they did that. Because I mean, McDonald's, I can't remember, because we just watched that again as a family, that documentary on, the whole story.
Crocs.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating documentary about, how they got the whole thing going. I think it was like in 57, 58, something like that they started, so it would have been a brand new thing. McDonald's wouldn't have the same impact as McDonald's does today, basically.
Gotcha.
Did you see the movie?
It was the movie documentary that they made. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a movie documentary.
The one with Michael Keaton, right? Yeah, that's a good movie.
He was good. Yeah, it was very good. All right, well, the good news is I love when we give away free money. And we are doing that right now. We're looking for Bridget Patterson of Pompano Beach. Is this you, Bridget?
Yes, it is.
The good news is
yes.
You got in within 10 minutes, and that means we're going to be doubling your paycheck.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's so nice when you just get free, easy money, isn't it, Bridget?
It is. And, I am so glad because I was in a meeting, and my niece called me to say, hey, I think I heard your name on the radio.
Good. Oh,
okay.
You got to slice her off a piece of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's smart. I keep telling people that because the other day we had 6 of 9 people miss it, and they were like, oh, I was in a meeting or this, and I said, that's why you've got to get somebody to be your spotter. Like when you go to the gym, somebody watches in case your name is called. They're like, hey, get out of your meeting. You're going to double a paycheck. You don't miss out on this. Well, Bridget, enjoy that free, easy money, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Virginia, we are 1 for 1 so far.
Okay, we're doing this.
8 more chances to double your paycheck today. Next time comes up with Randy at 10 a.m. this morning. Last chance is right at 5 p.m. Listen for your name, and then you could be a big winner here with the KVJ Show. Well, just a second ago, we were talking about what you found in the walls of your home. A guy in Illinois found a 60-year-old half-eaten McDonald's meal inside the wall while renovating his bathroom. And he said that even though the home was built in 1959, and that's likely when the McDonald's went in there, the fries were still perfectly crispy.
Wow.
You're making me want some fries, man.
Yeah, how nice is that, huh?
I can almost smell them.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful thing. So we were asking the question here on our KVJ Show Facebook page, what did you find in the walls of your home? And people are even texting in now saying, yeah, we see this a lot. Contractors will often do that almost as a gag where they'll put their garbage or things like that. Like people are setting in Budweiser cans and Pepsi cans and bags of fast food.
Okay.
Things like that. Somebody said they found a boot one time. So, yeah, they'll just kind of almost plant things there that one day if somebody ever renovates this thing we're putting up, they'll find
Easter eggs.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't want to find,
a body.
bones.
There's some other stories. It's not just about garbage either. There was some really interesting things that people have put on our KVJ Show Facebook page. Michelle said she found guns and money.
Wow.
And I've heard that with a little bit of cocaine coming up through the coast here in South Florida. You will see a lot of people hiding cash, weapons, things like that.
I think you would find, you'd be surprised how many guns, drugs, and bodies would be in someone's wall.
Yeah.
It'd be great. I mean, if you bought a house from somebody and they were in charge of the sale of the house, but they maybe didn't live in it, maybe if the person died that you were buying the house, there's a chance of finding stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that John Wayne Gacy special's out right now that everyone's watching on Netflix, and he didn't get caught for so long. He was killing people in his own house and then putting them in the crawl space in his house, and then they end up finding them. But if you have the if you're that mental and no one's watching you you're
Yeah.
able to probably do stuff like that.
Yeah, Susan said a decade after we moved out of our house, my brother got a call from the police requesting my dad's number to ask him about home renovations that he was aware of when we lived there. And they pulled up the front stairs of the old house. They dug up the dirt on a fill room in the basement, and they looked in the walls. They dredged the lake around the corner, too. Apparently, the former homeowner, his wife, had gone missing, and they never found her as far as we know.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so many stories where someone had gone missing, like the wife, and they kind of suspected the husband doing it, but he was all slick. What he would end up doing is burying the body in the yard and then putting over a big old slab of concrete and making a barbecue pit over it. No one would ever, think about that.
She's under the barbecue.
It happens more times than you think, Virginia.
Yeah. Dill had said on our Facebook page, he said, my freshman year of college, I lived in an off-campus apartment. There was an old mansion chopped up into smaller apartments. So my friend and I, we lived in one of the basement apartments, and we thought we saw a ghost or heard things all the time. And about 10 years later, while we were doing renovations, or while they were doing renovations, they actually found a confession to a murder on the foundation wall. They then got the police involved and eventually exhumed a body from our apartment and solved a murder case from the 1910s.
Wow.
1910s. Whoa.
So how about that? They thought they might have had a ghost, and they were hearing things all the time, and it turns out
a
murder had happened, and the body was right in their apartment.
And 1910 feels like such a haunty time period.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Andrew said the family before mine in my childhood home left the urn of their grandfather in the master bedroom air vent, accompanied with a long note about his life in the home and his desire to stay in the home until it burned down.
What?
Yeah, so we just left it, and my family moved out, and years later, the family that was there left the oven on before leaving. So the dear old man got his wish.
Whoa.
He stayed in the house until it burnt down.
It burnt down?
It wound up burning down, and that was his wish. He wanted to stay in that house until it burnt down, and eventually it did.
You find out at your house you're at right now, there are all these bones in there from 15 different bodies. Do you stay?
Bones from 15 different bodies in the home that I'm in now?
Yes, they're in the walls. You didn't know they were there before you get a piece of paper from the police. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah.
We're here to search your walls, Ralston.
I've been there 23 years. If there's been hauntings and spirits sitting next to me, I never noticed them, so I'll stay.
And they were all murdered with an axe.
Yeah. I'm good. I ain't moving. Plus, I can't afford another house in South Florida, so I gotta stay.
Your ass is
like
stuck.
it or not.
I can't afford to buy my own house.
Yeah, like it or not, there's no moving going on. I'm just stuck there. Can you pick out a liar? That is the name of the game. 2 truths and a lie. You're going to hear some stories here from Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits. Got to try to figure out which one of them is not telling you the truth. We're going to start off here today with Suits. Suits, what is your story for us today?
So I guess this is kind of like a PSA, too, to anybody who
Sorry,
works...
my phone.
No, you couldn't notice it. To anybody who works in this industry, there was a few years ago, I was boarding a cruise ship, and it was one of those weekend cruises, so I shot right from here after the show down to the terminal to get on the ship. And when I was going through the metal detectors, they seemed like they saw something on that x-ray machine they use for your carry-on bag. Like there was something that they didn't like. So they pulled me to the side and they started tearing apart my briefcase that I carry with my laptop and everything in it. And they keep waving over all these additional people and they're pointing at the screen to them and they keep looking at it and they won't tell me what they think they see. So finally this cop comes over to me and asks me if I own a gun. And I'm like, no, I don't own a gun. What would you possibly see in my bag that you think makes you think I own a gun? They say they see bullets in my bag on the x-ray machine. And I'm like, there's no way. I don't know what it is you think is in there. I don't think this looks like a bullet. But the adapters for our headphones will set off an x-ray machine when you're boarding a plane or a cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
They pulled me out of line and they were questioning me thinking I had bullets because of this thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So heads up, don't leave that in your bag if you're ever going to the airport.
Okay.
Interesting. He came with a prop.
Okay, I did.
Wow.
All right, that's pretty well thought out. If,
Look at
that
this.
is a lie. Okay, Bird, you got a story for us?
So I wasn't here last Monday, and you all thought it was because I was sick, but that was not true. And I'm able to talk about it now because things have kind of subsided and died down a bit. I had to bail somebody out of jail for some drug stuff and for some very, very, very big time fighting, and I wasn't able to talk about it because I knew Virginia would want, if I would have came in on Monday, she would have wanted all the details, and I just wasn't able to talk about it yet. So I was on Monday, last Monday, not sick. I was dealing with somebody in jail that I had to bail out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you said it was for drugs?
Drugs and fighting, more for the fighting.
Do we know the person you were bailing out?
You do know the person, but I really shouldn't. I can't say who they are, but you do know them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that a true story? Denny's, what do you got for us here today in Two Truths and a Lie?
When I was younger, my brother and we went on a cruise with my parents and my grandma. And you know how you go on those excursions when you land at different places?
Yes.
We went to one, I guess it was like an old castle turned barracks or whatever. It was and it's in ruins and whatnot. So we're going through it, and my grandma is taking me and my brother. We get separated from my parents because they wanted to go and get lunch. And we're walking through this like castle, and my brother starts peeing. He's young, right? So my grandma picks him up, and she's like, follow me. And we go up this staircase to like a rampart where they have cannons and stuff. And she puts my brother on the cannon to change him because he's peeing. And when she does that, the cannon tips and it hits these balls, these cannon balls. And I'm like, yo, grandma. And she's like, hold on, I'm taking care of this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, grandma. And she's like, what? And as I'm saying that, you hear boom, boom, boom. All the cannonballs roll towards they were going down the stairs. They were so loud. We ended up going out the other way. We meet with my parents, and my parents are like, did you guys hear that loud noise? It sounded like banging and stuff.
Cannonballs.
We're like, no, we didn't hear it. I don't know what you're talking about. My grandma's like, don't you ever tell them that. So we knocked a bunch of cannonballs down the staircase of an old castle.
Okay.
Everybody was running around looking for who did it. You know, they didn't expect some old woman and 2 children.
Right. No, of course it couldn't be the old woman.
Okay.
Gotta watch her.
All right. So which one of these stories is a lie? Suits is accused of having bullets in his bag while boarding a cruise. Turns out to just be an adapter for headphones. Jaybird faked an illness to bail somebody out of jail for drugs and fighting when he said he was out last Monday. And Denny's grandma knocked cannonballs down the stairs at an old fort. Okay. Virginia, do you have an idea which one of these you think might be the lie?
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Jaybird because he sounded so sick, but...
I'm leaning towards Jaybird. I'm pretty confident I'll put a lot of it on it being Jaybird. I'm going with him first. Next would be Denny's. The most believable to me was Suits.
So I'm the liar this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are. Yeah, Bird is the big old liar. That is my guess. Do you agree?
I don't know.
Okay.
This is a tricky one.
All right. Then which one would you think?
Could it be Suits?
Okay.
Could be.
I guess it could be. Right now, Jaybird is running away with it. In the KVJ TV chat, 70% of people think that he is the liar. 16% think it's Denny's. 14% think it's Suits.
Okay, I like this. This is good numbers.
Okay. Well, let's see.
What are you voting in?
I'm voting Suits, but I'm not confident.
Okay.
You're sticking with me.
Oh, yeah. I'm sticking with you over these 2 clowns.
Literally. They have clown makeup on.
Can you tell I got a pot leaf on Denny's?
Oh,
No.
that's good. Yeah.
It's either a fern
When
or
you
a pot
said
leaf.
it, yeah.
It looks like an asterisk.
We try hard.
Okay. It's a good look, though. All right. So, is Jaybird the liar or is it somebody else? Who is it? Step forward, liar.
It's me.
Jaybird.
The chat room's got me, man. They got me pegged.
Down in.
Me and the chat room, we're in a relationship together. They know me well.
By the way, that makeup does look pretty good there,
Right?
because they lost Do It Bitch today. They have to wear clown makeup for 24 hours. Is Denny's and Suits the losing team today?
Yeah, Denny's is just about done.
Got a little more details to fill in, but yeah, it's starting to come together.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's nice.
Lovely.
Bird's doing all this?
Well, Virginia's doing Suits. I'm doing Denny's.
Okay.
How's it looking, Kev?
Suits got just, just right now you just look sick.
I look pale and I have a red nose.
Maybe we do a little bit more of that, but yeah, it's looking good. We'll get some videos and photos up there you can see on the KVJ social media. Get that all dialed in. Want to say a big congratulations to Bridget Patterson of Pompano Beach. Just about 30 minutes ago, she doubled up her paycheck, which is nice. She was in a meeting, too, and she had somebody alert her to say, hey, they just called your name on the radio. You've got 10 minutes to call back in. She did, and boom, just free, easy money like that.
Her niece was standing by, listening for her when she could not.
Yep. Let's keep that going. So we've got just 2 days left of double your paycheck today and then Thursday, and then it's all about Sandals Jamaica. Randy is there right now posting up all kinds of crazy looking videos and photos that you can see on WRMS social media, and we've got a great luxury included trip to Sandals Ochi Beach Resort in Jamaica, 4 days, 3 nights with airfare courtesy of American Airlines. If you want to win, just go check it out on the WRMF app or at WRMF.com. So we got cash and trips and all kinds of great stuff that is going on here. Have you ever walked out of a movie or just had a movie on recently that you couldn't finish? It was just that bad?
Yes.
What is the movie that you couldn't finish?
It was, it was, hit the name escape. It eludes me right now.
What was it about?
It had J-Lo in it.
Oh, well, that you did not narrow it down. You got about 10 to choose from.
It was called U-Turn with J-Lo and Sean Penn, and I walked out. I hated it, and what's weird about it is I ended up watching it on HBO 2 years later and liked it.
Did you really?
Yes, that's what was bizarre about that.
What would you say is? I'm just kind of curious. What is J-Lo's batting average when it comes to hit movies? Would you say, because she made the Geely, which infamously with your now fiance again was terrible back in the day. And she did that one movie, Marry Me, that
one looked bad.
It did.
It looked unwatchable with her and Owen Wilson. Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry. I love J-Lo. I'm a huge J-Lo fan. There's no way I could have sat through Marry Me. It looked terrible.
I'm just sitting there looking at if you were doing a batting average for Jennifer Lopez when it came to her hits and misses. You got Hustlers.
I loved Hustlers.
You did, okay.
It was cheesy, but I loved it.
Okay. You've got Parker. That was wasn't that the movie that she made on Palm Beach? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah, that was made over, I think it was at the Breakers, wasn't it? They used that a lot in that movie. She was in The Backup Plan. What to Expect When You're Expecting. She was in Wedding Planner. Made in Manhattan. Was that okay? I never watched that, but was that okay?
No, it was not good.
I didn't see it.
I mean, I'm just
now, I got much love for Anaconda.
I'm kind of going through all of her movies, and aside from pretty much the first one she did, Selena, I just kind of see flop after flop after flop.
I mean, you got to give a little credit to Anaconda.
But I mean, that was a while ago. I'm kind of wondering, why is Jennifer Lopez still allowed to make movies?
Oh.
Well, I mean, point out the hits. I'm just, okay, prove me wrong. Geely, Border Town, Leela and Eve, Angel Eyes, An Unfinished Life. I don't know.
You know what, though? You always got Selena, and you hold on to that.
Selena was amazing.
That's a good movie.
You do, but how many years ago was that movie made?
A lot.
It might have been in high school. Was that the mid-90s? I don't know. It was a while ago.
You're looking at this movie from 1997.
I was just out of high school.
24 years ago, she made that movie, and she's been cranking them out ever since. And I'm struggling right now to find a Jennifer Lopez hit. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Okay, I was just curious. Vouch for a Jennifer Lopez movie. I don't know that I've really ever seen any or many Jennifer Lopez movies.
I'm hearing Monster-in-Law with Jane Fonda is awesome.
People are saying that one it's getting defended.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm seeing some love for Anaconda. No, I'm not.
Lie again?
I was, yeah.
He started a lie a minute ago. Now he can't stop. Just lying. Yeah, the ones that I'm getting, Made in Manhattan was good. Not a masterpiece, but good for a chick flick. The Wedding Planner, Money Train with Wesley Snipes, and another person said Enough was amazing.
Oh, that's the one. Isn't that the one? It's kind of like her version of Sleeping with the Enemy.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
She's got an abusive ex who's after her.
And she's had enough.
She had enough. I haven't seen it, but something tells me she ends up beating him up and killing him at the end.
Yeah, yeah. She just ripped off Julia Roberts.
I think they all rip each other off, Kev.
Yeah. I saw some of the other ones because we asked on the KVJ Show Facebook page, movies that you couldn't finish and why. One comment was The Last Airbender. That movie came out in 2010. They said, I think we maybe lasted 10 minutes and then checked out when they mispronounced one of the characters' names. I think there was, that's one of those franchises that you would have known about The Last Airbender from either a cartoon or TV show or something like that. And then they made a movie, and apparently they did a bad job of doing the movie. So bad they didn't even pronounce the names of the actual characters right.
The movie I stopped watching, and I was so pumped. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. I love when he does real movies, like serious roles.
Yeah.
That gems.
Uncut gems.
I wanted to like
Weren't
it
feeling that,
so
yeah.
bad, and I shut it off because I was getting annoyed. I was trying so hard to like it, and it wasn't working out, baby. I had to turn it off.
I turned that one off too.
But that was such a movie where it was people either liked it or they hated it, like me in Virginia.
It was
Okay.
terrible.
Really? Okay.
It's such a polar an opinion about that thing.
I've never watched it for that reason. Because I have
Yeah.
a feeling, unfortunately, I would be on the side that doesn't like it. Somebody else said The Village. They said in that movie, they tell you the entire plot 30 minutes in. So then you're just stuck watching a girl wander the woods while knowing that there is no real threat.
It was my first M. Night Shyamalan movie that I didn't love. It's one of my least favorite ones.
The Village, okay.
Yeah.
American Hustle. Somebody said it was so long and boring. After an excruciating long shot of Christian Bale fixing his comb over, we walked out.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was.
Yeah.
People said it was great.
Well, at that point, it's like it's so artsy and it's like it says something about, yeah.
It was a good movie. It's
His
definitely a
vanity.
good movie. But
Yeah.
there's parts where you're like, all right.
Sausage Party. Walked out of that when once the orgy started, I was done.
I wanted to like that one too.
And I get this. Someone said in Spider-Man 3, we walked out when Peter Parker started doing jazz hands because he was, quote, evil. I was done.
We just made Suits watch that scene because he didn't know what we were talking about. We go, oh, you haven't seen the Spider-Man 3 jazz Tobey Maguire thing? It is weird.
So bad. Yeah, and I love that was such a great franchise. The first two movies, rock solid. And then the third one was not all that. So there you go. Well, the one thing about South Florida, we got all kinds of crazy and noisy critters all over the place. You never know what's making all the noises. Between the frogs that we got and the lizards and the mating gators and snakes and panthers and who knows what the heck is going on.
Mating lot lizards.
Yeah. Oh, it's the most horrific sound ever, Virginia.
They're trying to mate.
Oh, yeah. You hear the packages of Marlboros crinkling together and breaking of beer bottles. It's terrible.
She dropped her 40 ounce.
Yeah, you're right. It makes so much noise. Now, listen to this. Denny's has been having a problem. He said the last 3 nights outside his window in his neighbor's big-ass tree, there's this bird that has been squawking non-stop starting at about midnight until he leaves for work.
Quack.
And he can still hear it as he's driving home. What the heck is this thing, animal experts?
Oh, it's Virginia laughing at one of her jokes.
Virginia, are you perching up in Denny's tree and cracking yourself up listening back to replays of the show?
That does sound like me.
I mean, we could do a new bit called Bird or Virginia.
Yeah.
Squawk.
That's
Yeah.
through my window.
That's awful. That's rough. He lives by a little lake, so he gets all these critters, man.
Wow.
Is that one of those cranes?
Sounds like a crane.
Yeah.
It's so loud that my neighbors texted me saying, "What is up with that pterodactyl behind your house?"
I mean, it does. It's unreal.
Yeah,
Gosh,
my
that thing
across
is
the street
loud.
neighbors texted me saying, "What's going on behind your house?"
We have that too. Whatever that bird is, I've totally heard that.
We're gonna have to smoke that thing out.
Well, I'm down for that.
I'm saying not.
Awesome.
If that works, then we're covered.
You bring the bong.
Bird, how you feel about that? Okay, birds down too.
Both birds are. Both birds ready to ball.
Every night,
Denny's
though.
and 2 birds.
Every 6 minutes from midnight to morning.
Well, do you remember when I had that owl in my tree?
Yeah.
It was the same thing. It was right by the window. Ooh,
So what do you do? I mean, if you love animals, but you also love sleep,
You got to pick one.
Yeah.
yeah, how do you handle this situation?
problem. First thing you got to do is locate the problem. Where is the bird at? Once you find where it's at, we're able to do something. Not hurt the bird, of course.
It only comes out at night, so I can't find it. I even hung out a little bit, as the sun was going down, just to see if I could see it fly into this tree. But if you walk outside at night, you can hear it coming from it. It's a gigantic tree.
It almost sounds like that thing is in heat, almost. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah,
it does.
I think it is. They say it's mating season. A lot of people are saying it's a limpkin. That's what I'm getting. That or a sandhill crane.
That thing don't sound limp to me.
Yeah.
He sounds hard.
That thing's ready to go.
Yeah, ain't nothing limp about this bird.
Look how sweet Denny's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing's looking to mate.
So then what do you...
Cover your nest.
What do you do? Is there just something in South Florida you got to take? If there's a mating limpkin in your tree?
I think my boy's going to locate where this limpkin is at. We have to figure out where in the tree and then...
Can I shoot it with a hose or something? Is that like against the rules?
Do that the whole scram trip.
Look, anybody messing up my sleep, if I hit you with a hose, it would be the least of the things that I would like to do to you. Hitting them with a hose, I think is fine.
Yeah, I'm not trying to ruin its life. I just,
Spray that thing.
So loud.
Dang, okay. Yeah, that's quite a dilemma you got there, Denny's.
I wake up probably every 25 minutes now. It's like the
I
bird.
would. I couldn't sleep. I don't know what.
Take out your hose.
I think it would drive me mad. Yeah, I would have to be like, I would have to find a humane way to get that thing to move locations.
I don't want to speak for Kevin in Virginia, but thank you for being so brave and telling your story. I know that was very hard.
Story about a mating limpkin.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if anyone has any solutions or something, let me know.
Okay. We'll
I
do
think you got to
that.
move.
Yeah, that's it. Good luck. Why is there a solution to everything you got to move, but nobody can?
I know.
Yeah.
You seen the market?
All right. 877-979-WRMF. All righty. Somebody said, you know what Denny's could do to get rid of that limpkin in his tree? Is maybe get a little owl decoy. You know, sometimes they use birds or something like that you wouldn't like.
Yeah.
And you put it up there, and apparently it'll scare maybe it away. So
Who's this guy, Al?
owl. Yeah.
Owl.
OWL, yes. Or if you could find a guy named Owl.
That might work too.
That could
Would
be
he
actually
be helpful?
more terrifying than a bird. You're right. All right, we got the After the Show podcast coming up. You can watch it live on YouTube here in just about 10 minutes. Before we get to that bird, if you would wrap it all up with your thought for the day.
Don't be afraid of losing people. Be afraid of losing yourself trying to please.
Oh. Bam. Al liked it.
Oh, I didn't
The
finish it.
KVJ Show
Everyone
on
around.
97.9 WRMF.